I did see someone send a payment, so let me see who that was. And I'll be adding to the list. Michelle Vaughn. Okay. I don't have anybody in YouTube right now, but I'm on live in there. So. Hello. Hey. So I'm not doing mediumship tonight. If I did, it wouldn't be 15. I can usually channel whoever, though. Okay, Sonia. So if you want on the list, we're doing intuitive guidance questions tonight. Hey, Cheyenne. I am cross-streaming on TikTok, just so you guys know that are coming in, and vice versa. Were you the Michelle Vaughn, or were you someone else? I just want to make sure. I think you're someone else because Michelle sent it on Cash App. So I'll put you on the list. Now, if you're wanting on the list and I'm in the middle of a reading, you guys make sure that you don't interrupt with questions and things like that, because it'll throw my ADHD off and I'll get thrown off. And so I'm going to put you on the list, Sonia. You're number 2. Hey. Good evening. So for those of you coming into YouTube, I am cross streaming on TikTok. So if I'm not talking to you, that's why. That's why. Kind of sucks because you guys don't get to see the questions, but I will repeat what gets validated in there so you guys can know what's going on. And I'll explain a little bit how this works once we've got 2 people on the list right now on TikTok. Hey, Michelle. So Michelle Vaughn, I got yours from Cash App. Make sure you say hey so I know what your screen name is. Okay, Mish. All right, perfect. So you're number 1. And I'll explain how this works once I get a list going. Hey, you're not very far from me. You're only like an hour and 20 minutes. I actually need to make a couple trips up there. All right, Mish, I got you as number 1. I got Sonia as number 2. So when I call your name, you'll just have to show up in the chat, and then you can ask your question and then just validate in the chat as we go along. But I want to give everybody a chance. Make sure that you guys are hitting the like button, please, in the in TikTok. It'll also help the energy flow. It'll get more people in here that may not usually see the live. Yes. I'm not very far from there. I actually have no friends in Arizona because I don't usually leave my house very much. But yeah, I actually need to come out there and do a couple things. So that's where my bird's vet is and stuff like that. So what I like to tell people is when it comes to intuitive guidance or any type of psychic reading that anybody is getting, right? We have to kind of remember that we're going to get possibilities on where most likely you are headed in your life. So sometimes we can always change that energy and shift that energy by making other choices and decisions. And so, you know, a lot of times my readings, what I give people and the information I give people, it does happen a lot of the time, and most of the time in the timing that it's stated. But you have to keep in mind that we can always kind of shift our energy and go a different direction. So there are people that have come to me, maybe 1 in like 20, that have said, hey, hasn't happened yet. That's because you're probably on a different timeline. You've probably made another decision to go another way. Okay. So I like to tell people that comes with any psychic reading that you get. Just because somebody tells you something doesn't mean it's set in stone. It doesn't mean it's going to necessarily happen. But a lot of the times Spirit does give the information that will happen. But again, it's all dependent on you and your free will. And this is the most likely possibility for this time frame right now, or the energy that you are in right now. Okay. I hope that I'm making sense with that. So keep in mind that when this stuff comes in, you can get present, future information. So hang on to anything that doesn't make sense right now. It may make sense in the future. And a lot of times it's symbolic, metaphoric. There's multiple meanings to things. So I like to tell people that because I never know what I'm going to get with the question. I work off of questions because I use that question to connect to your guides, to use the energy from that. That's just how I do it. Doesn't mean that nothing else will come through. It's just I've always done it that way for 12 years, and that's just the way that it works for me. We all work differently. So Sherry, what kind of question? If you're asking a spiritual question, like if you want to know anything about like a spiritual side, not personal question, you can go ahead and ask that. But if it's a personal question, we have a list and it's $15 tonight. It's normally 20, so there's a $5 off for your question. And then I might, like, at the end, like, pull cards, just, like, shuffle and just pull for whoever asks, and everybody can get a message. Or we're gonna just see how this live goes, okay? Hey Tracy, I'm also on TikTok, so I just saw you message me. I'm on late, dude, because I was like, yeah, you know me. I'm sitting here thinking I really need the viral coffee. I got stuck on I can't remember her name, but she went viral with her coffee stuff that she makes, because everybody's saying it like she gives you a lot of energy, and I'm like, man, I need it. So, hey, my energy, I'm out of energy drinks, and they're just not doing it for me right now. Anyways, for some reason, I just feel extremely tired. Can you do PayPal? Carrie, if you want to do PayPal, you can, or you can just wait for your reading. Yeah, I don't know anything about e-transfer. If someone really, really needs a mediumship reading, I would do a mini one for like $30. That's like mini, so that's like I'm not killing myself over here. So that's something we can do. And I do work off of pictures. Sometimes, though, I have been able to pull them through off of just asking a question about them. But sometimes I do need a picture, because that's just how I connect to the energy to direct dial. And just let me know what you're sending for, and links are in the bio and in the description box. I've been subbed to you for some time now, and always seemed me felt familiar, but it was likely just a sense of, yeah, maybe. Yeah. It's crazy because I don't go to Tucson a lot, but I have met a few people from Tucson, and actually I think the last live we had somebody that's actually even closer to me, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I did a psychic fair in Sierra Vista, and I think one person recognized me. And they didn't recognize me at first, but then they did. Hey, welcome in. Right? I mean, I would have rather worked on a case tonight, but mama's got to pay bills. I guess one is better than none. It was nice to at least be recognized by one person. I actually spent more money than I made at that psychic fair, because I've never been, and I don't get my own readings. So I think any of the money I made went right back to the other psychics that always tell me the same shiz, you know? Oh yeah, that's where my mom lives at. I love it there too. Actually, it's a nice little town, but yeah, and they all tell me the same shit. In all my psychic readings, I always tell my same stuff, and I can never get a good medium to like bring somebody just randomly through for me. It always seems I always gear towards career, you know. No, I don't. No. There was gonna be a situation where with Bradley Close, where I was gonna go up and meet the detective in Phoenix, and then they found him before we got up there, and we had the location where they found him at. So it would have been really nice to get in up there. And Steven actually did talk to him and tell him about me. So I guess if they need help, he would give them my information. But no, I don't push myself on police officers, because a lot of times with police, they want to know where a body is specifically and exactly what happened and who did it. And honestly, I can't always tell you that. So I try not to really that's why I put my stuff out, so it's there if people, if it can help, if it's needed. And may it help if I was to talk to a police officer and tell them something that they know that I don't know. It's possible, but again, I don't push myself on police. So yeah, they have a couple times they have psychic fairs in Sierra Vista, and they also have them in Tucson. So they do have psychic fairs out there for sure. So unfortunately, didn't get to work with the police on that one. It would have been really nice, but it is what it is. Well, we can't say it hasn't really been tested in court because there is cases that have been tested in court. I think it was Noreen Rainier, if I want to remember right. There's actually a psychic detective episode where she sat on the stand and described what she saw, because her vision was different than what everybody was saying, but it ended up that her vision was right over what all of the people had said. So if I'm thinking of the right case, because I love Psychic Detectives, it's a wonderful show. And you can find, they don't have all of them, but you can find some of them on YouTube. And they were looking for a sexual predator. I think it was like a serial. And everybody kept saying the guy was white. And she was like, no, this is the vision I have. And it's not what everybody's saying. And he ended up being African American. And she had a picture drawn up and everything, and they ended up putting her on the stand, and she testified. So that has happened. Does it happen all the time? No. You need actual evidence, but a lot of times the puzzle pieces that we give can lead to evidence. So, Cherry, join the club. I'm broke too. It is, yes. If you want to do that, Lost Voices, you are more than happy to do that if you want to. Yeah, they can, and they definitely do, and they can, yes. Like, but I don't push myself in that direction. You know what I mean? Like, I don't push myself onto police because I'm not trying to intrude on the investigation. I can do it now. I was just waiting to see if anybody wanted on the list, so I'm not interrupted, because people will tend to come in and interrupt. So I can do that now. So everybody understands how it works, about what I just described, about what I explained about how psychic readings work and the energy you're at now, all of that. So we can go ahead and start. Michelle Vaughn, if you want to ask your question. And again, as I always say, like, entertainment purposes only. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer. So I'm not giving that kind of advice. If you ask those kind of questions, please make sure you're seeing a doctor, or lawyer, or professional. Michelle, do you have a more direct question, like career or direction that you want to go? Yeah, Cincy Murder is amazing. I'm so mad they took that off of there. Hey, Crystal. Okay. So they show me it's been kind of a bumpy ride, and I think once people understand, which I didn't even realize this until I started learning more about astrology, how much astrology is really impactful into your life. That there's been a lot of weird things going on in astrology that probably have been impacting a lot of people's charts to where they're having more difficult times. Also, we have to understand that we're here to learn lessons, and although we may feel like I would never choose this life as a person, as a human, as a spiritual being, we did, for whatever reason that may be. So sometimes also when we tend to get into the more negative mindset of, oh shit, this didn't work out, oh that didn't work out, oh this didn't work out, now I'm in this low vibrational frequency and now everything's kind of going wrong. You know what I mean? Once we get in that kind of low state, it tends to be like a spiral event. A lot of people don't understand how much energy can really impact your life and your situation and even your mindset. So when we get in a low vibrational mindset, we tend to have a lot of oh, for the love of God. Hold on one second. How come? Hey, Tracy, can you come in here and mod for me, please? Um, Sorry about that, Mish. Yeah, on TikTok. So once we start getting into that kind of mindset, like we kind of have to shift it. So a lot of ways that we can shift it is sort of raising your vibration, shifting your mindset. I'm getting like, I don't know if you currently do anything to like say, what is the word I'm looking for? Like writing it down, affirmations. Sorry, my mind like went blank. Positive affirmations can help us also shift that mindset. I feel like something better is going to come in for you. I feel like for the next couple months it might be a little bumpy. Um and that's just because you're going through like a growth spurt right now, because Spirit just said growth spurt. So a lot of times when we have a lot of things that are happening in our life, it's because we're supposed to take those and learn from them and kind of turn things around, if I'm making sense. So if it feels like you've got a lot of weight on your shoulders, Spirit saying it's not for the long haul. It's just some things that you're needing to go through and learn and experience from. And the more that we go through and learn and experience, the more we evolve. So although it may seem like doom and gloom sometimes, when we get in this mindset and this vibration of, oh shit, everything's going wrong and nothing's ever going to get better, if we continue to think that way and feel that way and keep our vibrational low, then yes, nothing will shift and change. But we also have to take into the accountability of the lessons that we need to learn and also the astrology, because astrology has a huge impact depending on what planets are hitting where. So that's what I try to also like explain to people. Because there's been times where I didn't realize what was going on in my life and the astrology was impacting a lot of shit. So, um, it feels like next year will be a little bit better for you, but I'm wanting to go towards April. So I don't know if there's going to be something that happens in April around that time frame. Um, oh crap. Hold on one second. But I feel like November things are going to start to shift. But we have to do the positive affirmation, positive thinking, shifting our energy. A lot of times too, like if are you having like income things that are going on, like maybe a loss of income, or you're having a little bit of hard time there, Michelle? Because sometimes that also relates to our lower chakras, because they're telling me about your lower chakras being kind of murky, and that's where we about that's where like all of like our financial issues and woes and things like that come in, because they're talking about specifically your root chakra. So your root chakra might have to be worked on, if that makes sense. Well, that's what I was checking. I'll have to check again in just a second. um okay, but they're talking about your lower, like your lower chakras need work. So like your root chakra and those chakras coming up, like I would work on those. Is there something going to happen in April? Because they're talking about April being significant. And also you have, okay, well, just hang on to anything that I give you, okay? Because like they show me like these bumps along the road, okay? And that things have been kind of like, it feels like a dark cloud sometimes. Like that's the symbolism of what they're giving me. But they're telling you like things will look up and become better at least by next year. Um And I would also look into looking into energy healing for your son if you're wanting to look into something like that, because we are energy, and it may help whatever other things that medically he's getting and receiving, if that makes sense. So looking into like maybe holistic things that may help and things like that. But I feel like, again, it's going to be kind of like a bumpy road. November highlights as a thing where things might shift, but I keep going to next year in April where things kind of get better. And this will be a road for you. And you have to remember that he chose this and you chose this with him as part of lessons. And I actually think there might be some past life something here with his medical. Like a lot of times we have these, I don't know if it's like, they keep wanting to call like energy imprints or something of that sort, where we are like, we bring it from past lives and it like imprints on our body and we carry that with us. So same thing with fears and whatnot. So there could be something that's from his past life that's kind of causing health issues on this one, if that makes sense. So because that's kind of, they're kind of like telling me that. And I don't know, again, if the chakras are you or him, because I keep getting reference to the lower chakras, again, root chakra and the ones above that. So that would be stomach issues too, if there's any stomach issues coming on. I didn't do that. So that might be something that you might think about working on. Is your chakras and his chakras. You have some stomach issues currently? Because they keep pointing me to the root chakra. I know them by color. I can never remember them. I didn't remember the names, but the root chakras and the 3 lower chakras. Okay. They're wanting you to work on those chakras. And this is, and yes, root, sacral, and all those 3 bottom chakras. In my mind, like, look at this. These balls are going off. And it's hard whenever your kid is sick or having a hard time to stay positive. I totally get that. But again, the energy healing, I feel like, will help in some ways for maybe both of you. But I think he's gonna end up being okay in the long run, even if there is some medical advancements that come up to help. But all of these things kind of going together will help, in my opinion. But yeah, they take me to November as being highlighted, and then April. And then make sure that you work on your lower chakras and like your stomach issues if you have them. It might be something that you want to get checked out. Balls going off for you. So I don't know if does that help answer any of your questions? Or, I mean, does that help answer your questions, Michelle, or do you need me to expand a little bit? Yeah, the ball's going off like crazy. It's not the bear, it's the ball, because the bear bear doesn't light up anymore. It just makes a loud ass noise. But I do feel like there's going to be some medical advancements or some kind of shift in his and stuff next year. Like next year comes in really strong as things looking better for you. But these balls always go off a lot when I'm on TikTok. It's weird. No, but they keep going to like your lower chakras. So I think your lower chakras need to be worked on and cleared out. So I would see an energy healer about that. But if you do go, it might be like bacterial or something. It doesn't feel like it's anything like that, like any serious. I mean, that's not what it feels to me right now. So, I mean, like H. pylori is something that can affect the stomach, like bacterial things, viral things like that. But it's like they keep talking about the lower chakras, and so it's interesting you're saying you're having lower stomach issues or stomach issues, because anytime those are off or blocked, it will cause stomach issues. So it's interesting that you're saying that, because obviously Spirit's picking up on that, and like that's something you need to work on as well. Also, that's like about self-worth and things like that. So but yeah, stress as well, like Tracy's saying, that's also correct. But this ball is freaking going off like nuts. It's definitely not the dogs. But I think next year, I don't know if, again, it feels like next year there's going to be some sort of medical advancements or something, or some kind of, I don't know if it's a new medicine, a new treatment, something like that, but I think he's going to be all right in the long run. It might still be like, it feels like an uphill battle, right? But the more positive we can be. And also, you can also call in Archangel Raphael, put green around your son, and try to do some healing yourself, as well as maybe seeing an energy healer that can work alongside with having, your regular medical stuff. Yeah, and sometimes like you might need to continue with the healing and stuff like that. But I think this was validation. I feel like there's a father figure. I don't know if it's your father or grandfather, but there's a male that watches. That seems to be kind of watching over both of you. Your dad. It felt like that, because I was getting like a father figure, and father figure can be grandfather, father, but it is father, yes, because they're validating this. And they want you to try to remain positive even when things seem like they're hard, because remember that this is a path that you chose with your son, and your son chose as something you guys need to go through together, and you'll learn from it in the long run. But definitely I feel a father figure that's very strong looking over you, and I think that's who's playing with the balls. If that's who's playing with the balls, can you make him go off one more time for me, please, even though you just made him go off like 50 times? And see if he makes them go off. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. Yep. There you go. Thank you. Pretty amazing. So, know your daddy's with you. I feel like you called him daddy because I want to say that, but I hope this was helpful, Michelle. I know I kind of went on and on, but I feel like I was picking up a bunch of different little things, you know what I mean? So I hope that was helpful. I keep getting a headache, and I don't know if it's your father or something to do with your son, but I keep getting a headache. So okay. It's like my head is going into my neck or something. Also, is there I don't know why I'm getting this impact. Is it have anything to do with your son, or does it have anything to do with your dad? I feel like an impact of some sort. Your son or your dad? There's an impact somewhere. I feel like a impact. Oh. It fell on you. This ball is just going off. Okay. Are you okay? Have you gotten checked out? Because it's like my head down into my neck is like hurting. Okay. Yeah. I think your dad helped that not hit you head on, if that makes sense. I don't know if you felt like you were pushed out of the way, or I just got the chills. If you were moved out of the way to where it didn't hit you specifically on, But that's coming in, and yeah, my head and neck is hurting. So I must be picking up on you then. But within seconds. So he's validating that he helped. Right, but could it have been worse? I guess is my question. Could it have hit you like harder and been worse? Because it seems like it's almost like I get pushed out of the way, or there's like like Tracy said, like a divine intervention to where it wasn't as serious as it could have been. Hey, yeah, she almost died. Because it feels like you were very well protected. I heard it and ran and was thinking it was gonna. Oh, okay. It feels like your dad was there and there was like a divine intervention of some sort. That's the way that it's coming across, but I'm picking up on this with you. Yeah, she had to be protected. I very, very much feel like you were. Dad, if you can make that go off one more time for me to validate that, I would sincerely appreciate it. Come on, Dad. Come on. You've been doing it this whole time. I know you know how it works. Come on. He's been doing it this whole time. And my chest is hurting too. So is that your dad? Is he having, was there any chest heart issues here? Hey, resting in peace official. I haven't seen you. He had a heart attack. Okay, I thought so. That's usually when my chest hurts like that. It's usually heart issue, heart attack, something like that. So, okay. Lately, when I'm trying to do like intuitive guidance readings, I end up getting mediumship coming in. So, yeah. So he's just validating that's him because I felt like this huge pressure on my chest, which usually is heart attack. It was like a quick thing, and he's not playing with the balls anymore. Come on, dude. You were just doing it like, I don't know, 50 times. He's like, I'm tired. I'm tired from doing that. But he wants you to know that like he's watching over you and your son. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yep. There is definitely a divine intervention there. So I hope this was helpful. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Sonia, you're next. I felt like the reading was all over the place till a certain point. Like I was trying, like I felt like I was just. I even had to close my eyes. I was having a hard time, like trying to pick things up for a second. That's probably because of him. Sonia, are you the one that sent the? I want to make sure you're the right one. It does. I've been trying that lately to help focus a little bit. Yeah. It's 15 unless you're wanting like that was not a mediumship. I wasn't trying to do mediumship, but it came in. But if you're wanting a mediumship, like I said, you really, really need one, then I do it for like $30. But I don't. It's gonna be like a short like tap in because I just don't have like a whole bunch of energy to do a lot of mediumship tonight. But who knows? As you can see, I don't really have control lately. Yeah, sometimes if I close my eyes, I can. I've been trying that lately because sometimes I don't know. I've just been trying it. All those things were what bothered me, and I feel better. Okay, you're welcome. No problem. I'm glad we got it. Okay, let me go back up to your question, Sonia. I just want to make sure I had the right person. So right now I only have Sonia, and then I have an open list, and it's $15 for intuitive guidance question. That was an intuitive guidance question that turned into more. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. Okay, where the heck did your question go? Hold on, Sonia. I gotta find it. Okay. Future husband meeting him. All right. Yeah, you can, every link is in bio. Just let me know when you just come back here and let me know that you've done it. Okay. So Sonia, this feels like it's been a very personal journey for you as far as like where you're at now. It feels like, I don't know if you're trying to focus on other things or you have been trying to focus on other things, or they're saying you should focus on other things, because it feels like this person that you, now when it comes to relationships, I always tell people, okay, they're very, very hard to predict because it's all about divine timing, it's all about energy, and it's all about where you're at in your life. So love always comes to find us when we are in the right energy for it, in the divine timing, because you have to think about it, you're bringing two souls together that basically chose to kind of go through life together, right? And I tend to see people that are meant for you instead of just these in and outs. So I don't know if you've been trying to date or been looking really hard, or it's something that you really, really want. But we tend to, whenever we get like that, we tend to actually block it and push it away. I don't know if this makes sense for you. Just validate in the chat for me, Sonia, so that I can know that I'm on the right path here. No, we don't. Well, I sometimes I have control, but not lately. Not lately. Um okay. So Spirit's talking about like you needing to focus back in on yourself, focus back in on loving yourself and bringing the attention back to yourself. Okay? And then yeah, he's been in here before, Rose. And then I feel like they're giving me like a reference to like within 2 years. Now whenever I get time frames, they can shift, but it's like within a 2-year time period. But it's like the energy isn't right now, and the person that you're supposed to attract isn't ready right now. So it's like I feel like if you keep trying to find somebody right now, you're going to pick up the wrong people. So I don't know if you have a habit of attracting wrong people for you, or attracting people that aren't great for you, or attracting situations that don't last. I don't know if this is making sense, but it feels like it's more because your vibration isn't at the right place to attract, yes, wrong people. Okay, your vibration isn't at the right place to attract the right people. So it's one of those things like, don't look for it. Okay, so don't look for it. It's one of those things you have to allow it to come to you in the right timing. I do feel like there's someone coming down the hatch within 2 years. Somebody that you're maybe not used to, somebody that may not be completely your type. I get more of a ethnicity, like they feel like foreign or a different ethnicity to you, because I'm getting like the dark, like brown eyes and brown hair or dark hair. But I can't see him very well because your energy isn't in alignment with his yet. So there's a lot of things that you need to work on as far as yourself is concerned. So getting back to center, getting back to loving yourself, getting back to being cool with yourself, and focusing on other things like passions or whatever that may be, and not really looking for it. Because I do feel like this is who I'm seeing as someone like, again, a life partner, more than just someone that you might talk to people between now and then. But if you kind of just more focus on yourself and not focus on looking for someone, that's when you're going to find them. And it feels like it's a more happenstance, like maybe vacation or out traveling somewhere or something like that. So I don't know if you plan on doing that in the next couple of years. I keep getting like traveling, vacation, or something of that sort at some point. And people that have sent money, just wait a second and I'll put you on the list. I don't want to get off track here because I tend to do that. I will. My ADHD will have me off with it. So if you're currently, so this is why this is coming in. This is why this is kind of coming in as far as it's not time right now, because you need to focus on your career path and yourself. So I don't feel like it's going to be anybody that you meet while you're like so focused on your career and stuff. It's almost like they want you to like finish college or finish school or finish your passion, whatever you're in the middle of doing right now. That's what's important. You and that is what is important. Not until you get to a different vibration of being done with that, with the right timing of you being able to focus more on something that is more meant for you, instead of just, it doesn't feel like I said, I keep feeling like, again, you might not know you're going on a vacation or on a trip that might just pop up, but I keep getting a reference to maybe traveling or someone that doesn't live near you or something of that sort, because I keep getting like this like beachy tropical vibe, which can be symbolic for just a vacation or a trip, or that the person lives near somewhere like that. But again, it's going to be quite a while, because they want you to focus on what you're focusing on now. Like when we think about it, right? When we're trying to focus on, oh, my nose itches all of a sudden. When we're trying to focus on things in our life, right? We're trying to build our career, we're trying to go to school, we're trying to do things like that. That needs to be our focus, because when you bring in a relationship into that, your focus gets off of it. And whenever we're on a path, we're there for a reason. So everything has a timing in place and everything like that. So once you quit focusing on it and you focus on what you need to focus on, it's going to come in the right timing, because it's definitely it's there in the future. It's just not right now. But you're going to have to quit trying to attract this and quit looking for it, because it feels like it's just not, you've been attracting the wrong people, because it's like you want it so bad when you really need to be focusing here on your life and on yourself, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, Sonia? I hope that makes sense. Okay. It can be open-ended. I just need a direction to go in. So okay, good. I feel like it'll come down when it's ready to. Like I always tell people, I get this a lot where they'll have readings with me and then they'll kind of let it go like they're supposed to. They'll do the work, the self-love work, the self-work, and then they end up meeting that person and they're just like, okay, you were right. Or I need to cut ties to the past, cut cords, work on my energy, that kind of thing. So it's all relationships are always based on timing and vibration, because we attract that vibration. If we're attracting the wrong vibration over and over, then we need to shift our energy. Tracy, I'm trying to see where I need to. I thought I already had you as a mod, but apparently I did not. So you are now. That's usually how it'll happen. Like you'll know when it's gonna happen. Like you'll just just kind of focus on yourself. It'll come to you when it's meant to. That's just the way that it works. Okay. Yeah, I know, Rose. Okay. I like to least wait a week, but the longer you can wait, the better. And I do private readings, but I think I have Wednesdays open. So I had Felicia. Who else paid that I'm not aware of? Because I only have Felicia that I missed. I have some really cool merchandise too that I did the dumbfuckery shirt you guys asked for. um okay, so I have Felicia and then Maggie. Maggie, you want the mediumship, right? Maggie, can you send me a recent picture of who you want to connect to my email? I have somebody ahead of you, Felicia. The psychic sleuth at gmail.com. It's also in my link in my bio. It's also my bio link tree. I like to give them time to adjust. Would you like to be called when you're trying to adjust to a whole new thing? I like to at least give a week, but the longer that you can give, the better it will be. Okay, I can try usually to direct dial to get who you want to get. I usually have to have a picture of some sort, but I can try off of a question and a name. That's been working lately, so I just don't know how strong the connection will be. I like to give them a moment. It's just having respect for spirit. Because when you're direct dialing, you have to have something to connect the energy to, if that makes sense. Okay, so I have Felicia and Maggie. Am I missing anybody that wanted on there before I get back into the... It's for intuitive guidance is 15. Yeah, I don't work like that. I don't just feel energy on people. I have too many boundaries for that. It doesn't work like that for me. I use pictures or whatever. I have to have something to connect. Exactly. Like there's no time on the other side, but you have to remember they have to go through their life review. They have to get like understand, hey, I'm not on earth anymore. I kind of have to learn how to communicate. You have to kind of let their... I mean, have I connected to people sooner? Yes, but I just like to be respectful of that. For intuitive guidance, it's 15. So Felicia, did I miss anybody? I've got Felicia and Maggie because I know people were commenting here and I just don't know if I missed anybody because my ADHD, if people comment, I can't keep concentration on the comments and spirit at the same time. It doesn't work very well. Okay, that's fine. Just let me know if you do, that way I can write you down and then I know when I need to close out the list when I've kind of had enough, because I'm out of energy drinks, you guys. So did I freeze? It could be the energy because it shouldn't be my internet. I shouldn't be freezing now. Okay. So Felicia, your question, please. Yeah, I think it's spirit. With these balls going off, it would tell me that there's a lot of spirit energy in here tonight. Well, I find the strength into the career to leave my unhealthy relationship. Okay, this is kind of a loaded question. All right, so I always shoot from the hip on what spirit gives me. So just know that this is not my opinion and not like this is what I'm being guided to tell you. Okay. One thing you have to remember is that you are powerful. You can do anything that you want to do. And there are other ways that you can try to make money before you get to where you want to go in your career. There are lots of ways that people, again, do side hustles and whatnot. You can find them all on YouTube, online careers, online things like that. It might not be to sustain you, but it is a way to get extra money and start saving and whatnot. So there are those options to bring about money for you to leave. Another thing is if you need to leave before that, if it is very unhealthy, as it is, what's the word, I'm like, abusive in any way, that can be any type of abuse, that will weigh down on your soul and your energy. So if you have to move in with somebody, if you have to move back to a family member's house, if you have to find a place to go, then that is something that you need to figure out how to do. Okay. So it's very hard. And this is why I always tell people, we always need to never try to depend solely on somebody else. We always have to have a backup plan, because just because we're in a relationship doesn't mean it's going to work out in the long run, right? So this is a huge lesson for you and a very hard lesson for you. And I think we've all been in some sort of unhealthy relationship or DV situation or a place where we feel like we're stuck. But you have to find your power to do that. Nobody else can do that but you for yourself. So whether you are, again, doing side hustles or trying to find side hustles on YouTube or trying to find online gigs on YouTube or trying to selfie pictures. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that unless you really want to. Or you, what's the other thing I'm thinking of? Get a job, a second job, or another job that maybe you're not used to doing. Then that's what you need to do. Because you are the only one that can put, and Spirit shows me, put one foot in front of the other. You are the only one that can find your power to walk away and to do what you need to do. No one can do that for you. You have to do that for yourself. And this is not from me. This is from Spirit, because they're saying you have the strength to do this, but you've been beaten down by this relationship and you feel like you can't get out. What's a sham mom? Is that supposed to say single? So oh, okay. Stay-at-home mom. Gotcha. Well, you can still be a stay-at-home mom. There's still things you can do from home. Like that's why the that's why like the side hustles are coming in now. The reason why I always say that is because there's lots of things that people can do to gain extra money that they're not aware of out there. And the reason why I say YouTube is because they check out what's legit and what's not. It's better than just going and searching, right? So you can go and find out options there that maybe you can do because other people do them and other people do really well. Does that mean you're going to do that forever? No. But it can just be a side hustle or a way to make extra money. And then there are also online gigs that you can get that you can also find to look into. Now, I'm just saying to look into these things to see what works out for you, because it's in the long run, you're going to have to find out what career fits you best and what you're able to do. So you can start with that. And then if you can't find anything, then you can work your way out to, I know we don't like working in like stores and stuff like that, but you might have to. Also, I would try to see, do you have any friends or family where you can go to just get out of the situation for now until you get on your feet? Because as long as you're in that energy and as long as you're in that vibration, it will be very hard to manifest and attract good things to you. Because again, in order to attract and manifest things, we have to be in a high vibration. When we're stuck in an abusive or toxic relationship, our vibration is low. You have to work on getting that vibration high again. So the only way to do that is to step out of the darkness. I notice a lot of people, once they get out of a relationship like this and an energy like this, they're able to do more for themselves. But you're going to have to kind of shift your mindset. Sometimes we do things we have to do things we don't really want to do, right? So you're going to have to find a way to make money. Have the friends watch your kid, find some online gig, something of that sort. I know that they, there's, I know out here we don't do it to where like you can do like delivering food and stuff like that, but people do that. Uber Eats or whatever those things are. There's lots of different ways that people can do side hustles to kind of make a little bit of money. And then again, I would see if there's anybody that you can stay with for the time being. And I know that like TikTok has a lot of different things too, but I always just kind of like, I don't ever have the time to do it because I'm so running around with all this stuff, or I would do it myself. But there's lots of things like, what is the one where like you read and you get paid for it? They have ones like that. I can't remember the name of it right now, but that always comes to mind like as a symbolism for that. Organize your closets on YouTube. People love watching that stuff. Voiceovers. Yeah. There is what is that? What is the book reading app where you can read? You know what I mean? Yeah, but do you have friends that you can move into? I'm just talking about someone to get you out of where you're at now. Do you have a friend that you can like, but it's coming across like, do your research and find some side hustles, find something online you can do. You can still stay at home. There's lots of women that stay at home and do things. I always suggest Baddie in business. She's got a lot of good ideas, but you also have to implement the time and energy into doing these things. Like, money isn't going to fall out of the tree, right? You have to do a lot of different things. Yep, see, Apple customer service, online TikTok, home at jobs, scribing. There's lots of things you can do at home nowadays. It is the way that things are right now. So YouTube, TikTok, you can look at those kind of things for like stay-at-home jobs. See what works out. Try, if one doesn't work out, try another one. And you might have to get like a part-time job, like at a store or something. But you can do it. No one can do that for you. You are going to have to take your steps to do so. You know, it's hard when we relied on something for so long to get the courage to do it. Yeah, so don't just do, here we go again. Don't just do like the selling stuff on eBay. Like look at these comments. Next, Netflix reviews, Apple customer service, search at TikTok, stay at home jobs, do the same thing on YouTube. Like, there's other ones you might be able to do multiple ones. Like Indeed has some stuff, like, you know what I mean? Baddie in business, she has some stuff, some ideas. These are just things that you can research and check out for yourself and see if anything is going to go for you. You can do it. You just have to kind of try different things. You know what I mean? Exactly. So there we come with the energy shift, and you being stuck in this low vibe energy level because of where you're at is not going to help your anxiety. It's not going to help your you walking dogs, like anything, dude. Like cleaning houses. Shit, I thought about doing like a delivery service out here for myself just because we don't have it out here. Like going and getting people's like food and groceries and bringing it to them. Like, I thought about doing that for myself out here. Like, because we don't have that. But, you know, maybe delivering things like that. I don't know what the I don't know what like your options are with that. But shipped. So there's all these things that you can try. But you have to breathe. See, Sporty Mom says my 19-year-old makes $30 to $35 an hour. You're gonna have to tell me where they do that at, Sporty Mom, because my son is working his ass off for like $20 an hour. So yeah, if you have to DoorDash again, whatever it may be, but you have to take the steps forward to find something that's going to work for you. There's lots and lots of options out there for that. Yeah, my son's in California too, and minimum wage. Yeah, he runs a Jimmy John's. Exactly. But what I'm telling you is you have to start making the steps to move forward to get the energy going. Like, it's not going to fall from the sky. You have to put in the effort. And if you have to, yeah, it's in the description box, correct. So, but if you can find a friend or somebody that you can go like stay with, that would be great for you. But again, you know, getting affirmations is really good too. Start saying affirmations. You know, there's jobs out there and things that you can do online and stuff. You just have to find them. You know what I mean? But you're going to have to put forth the effort to do so. A freaking bug bite. But that's spirit suggestion, but they like, no one can do that, but you have to do it for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, they can't do it for you. No one can do it by yourself. This is a huge lesson for you, and you've got to learn it. So you need to do what you need to do to get to where you want to go. And there's lots of options for you to do that. You just have to kind of put the research, the effort, and the foot forward. Because they tell me, like, one foot in front of the other. Like, you just got to keep going. You got to keep going. You just got to be strong. You got to stand in your power. My nose is itching. I don't freaking know why. Good. But you should try to get it before Christmas. Like, as long as you stay in this situation, it's gonna not be great for you. You know what I mean? Like, you're staying in kind of a dark, low vibrational area, And it's going to take a toll on your emotions. It's going to take a toll on your energy. It's going to take a toll on what you're able to attract in life, all of that. So you can try to do things from home now. You know what I mean? Start looking now. Well, you can't be scared. Like, you have to understand that everybody has a path. Whatever's meant to happen to us is going to happen to us. You can't stop it anyways. We have to live life to the fullest. We're here to evolve. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. And we're here to experience. Yep. You just gotta like get going on stuff. And you can't be like, oh, I'm going to try it tomorrow. Because guess what? You'll be stuck where you are tomorrow. So you have to put forth the effort to move forward and go to where you need to go. All right. Sorry, spirits being a little bit, but you can do it. You have to have the belief in yourself. Just breathe, take some CBD for the anxiety, and get going. And quit putting things off, because I feel like you're procrastinating on it. If you really want to get out, things aren't going to change until you get out of the situation where you are. My nose is like itching like a freaking cray. I can't handle it. Yep, you need the kick. So Spirit's giving you the kick. Here's your sign. And the balls were giving you your sign too. They were going off the whole time. So, Spirit's like, hey. It's me. It's me. It's jumping because I'm hitting the table. Probably. If you can take anything I ever say, just know that's a message for you too. So if it resonates with you, it resonates with you. Oh, my nose itchy. I always hear mediums say that their nose itches with Spirit, and I've never had that issue, and now all of a sudden I'm having that issue. It's freaking driving me crazy all of a sudden. I have a list right now, Ashley, of paid readings that I'm doing. So I don't know what I got to figure out where we're at on the. I got to figure out where we're at on the list. Kathy says there's a lady that goes live every day on TikTok called Instant Remote Jobs. She literally gives a list of jobs, qualifications, hourly pay, and how to apply. So there's another thing. Thank you so much for the gifts, Angel. I appreciate that, dude. Hey, weren't you in? Didn't we answer a question? Did anything ever happen? I haven't got an update on your question, the cards that we did that one night. And I don't know if that was like a new hurricane or the one you were at. Like, is there any update? You're welcome. Yep. TikTok, YouTube, all that. They all have those kind of things. I need to do something myself, but I have a hard time. I can't even keep up with what I'm doing. Like, I'm like, I could just spend that time putting out cases. You know what I mean? I'm glad the rods were right, Kathy. I think I gave information with the rods, though, right? And congratulations on your job. Okay. Well, I don't think it was like gonna happen like that. Like, that's like future. That's something future. It can happen at any time. Okay, hold on. I need to know. I know people paid and stuff while I was doing the reading, and now I don't know where I'm at. Well, you can always go back to waitressing for a little bit too, but there's lots of things from home you can do. Okay, so we have Maggie, and then who else got on the list that I missed? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let's see if it popped up. Okay, so we have Elizabeth Owens. Oh, Angel Gutierrez. Megan, did I answer? I might have to close the list for a minute because I don't know how many of these I'm going to go into. Megan, are you the one that sent the 30? Maggie, I want to make sure. Then I have Angel G, and Elizabeth Owens. Am I missing anybody? Oh, Paoa. Paola Huzio. And Ryan Taylor. I don't know. I'm trying to see what those came in at the same time. Okay, did I get everybody? Lindsay, are you under Ryan? Paola. Okay. Angel. Okay, I got you. So we have Maggie, what she's do. Is it Maggie that's doing? Are you Megan Harris? Are you the same person as Megan Harris? Okay. So so do you want to come up and have your reading this way? You don't have to show yourself, just your voice. Unless you want to show yourself, you don't have to. But sometimes I notice it helps with the energy. Especially since you don't have a picture, that's going to be tough, but we'll do what we can. Yep. Okay, so we have Megan Harris. I have Angel G. You're after that. Then I have Elizabeth Owens, Paola, and Ryan Taylor. I feel nauseous. A Magnola. Okay, I have you at Elizabeth Owens. Okay, yeah. So that's the list I have right now. I have Maggie going in right now for mediumship. I have, which I'm not doing a lot of those tonight. Hopefully I can get through this list. I have Angel, I have Elizabeth Owens, I have Paola, and Ryan Taylor. Or Lindsay. I guess I would be Lindsay Smith. My pen isn't deciding it doesn't want to work right now. So go figure. I swear I always get new pens and none of them ever work. I am for 30. I'm doing, but I'm trying not to do a lot of those. So if you want a mediumship, it's 30, but it's going to be mini. It's not going to be like an hour. So that's why I'm only charging 30, because it's going to be like mini. But I will get validation. But okay. So did you request to come up, Maggie? And I'm not sure. So what I've noticed is working better than even names are. Okay, so if you go down to the guest option, there's somebody like trying to come in now. Tracy, where are you? I had you requested. Let me see if can I invite you? Let me see. Hold on a second. Semper Bean. Let me see 1 second. I've never done the invite button, so let me see if I can figure it out. I don't want to invite the wrong person. I don't see you on here. Yeah, I bet you did, Tracy. So if you hit the guest button down here on the bottom, or she doesn't have a picture though, so I don't know how it's gonna go. But lately, my mediumship has been coming through with like questions. It's kind of, so we'll try that. You don't need to have 1,000 followers anymore to come live, though. They got rid of that. Okay, so if you go to the guest and just like join, like request to join, they used to have it. You only had to have 1,000, but they quit doing that now. I think they changed it. I feel sick all of a sudden. Ugh. Okay. You know what? You did. Yay. Okay. Pin the link to what, Lindsay? It's on TikTok. So the TikTok one, and there we go again. Someone's on these balls tonight. Can you hear me? Yeah, my air conditioner's kind of loud. No, whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay, I'll just live access needed. It's not letting me as a guest. You can go live on audio. Okay, it's not letting me show my face.
Okay, that's fine. I think I have to, if you wanted to do that, I think I have to like oh, maybe it's because you have to have a certain amount. Okay, you don't have access. I know there's a way to do that. It's okay. We can do it with just a voice. Okay. So yeah, I'm cross streaming to YouTube and TikTok. So if you hopefully you guys can hear her on YouTube. I'll put this over here and we'll see. All right. So
as much as possible, I'm being stalked by people all over the world. And I don't trust anybody anymore. I really feel like I'm in hell, a level of hell, absolutely.
Okay, so are you wanting a mediumship to connect to your loved one, or?
Yeah,
okay.
Because I've had many psychic readings and none of them have been helpful. None. In fact, a lot of them have done more damage than good. And I'm feeling like I want to see if I can connect with my grandparents or someone who showed me kindness in the past. I don't feel like anybody ever really loved me, and I'm very psychic too, unfortunately. But I'm still, I can't accept that. So I'm trying to see if there's any connection to my grandparents. I didn't know my father's parents. Everybody that's still alive has done something sadistic and beyond horrible to me. So I'm not, there's no one in my circle that I trust at all.
Okay. I was going to ask you if you had a grandmother figure because I was kind of picking up there was a grandmother figure around you.
Yeah.
So
a lot.
Okay, because usually, like I said, usually I connect to a picture that makes the energy a lot stronger. So we'll see just how this goes. Is there anything specific? Because I've noticed lately, because we're always growing and evolving. So even my gifts are growing and evolving. Lately, like when we ask a question about the loved one and there's not a picture, I'm able to kind of like tune in a little bit more than just a name. It's kind of weird, and that's new for me. So working without a picture, I can do spirit led, but the energy just isn't as strong as if I had a picture, if I'm making sense. Because I like to have something to connect that to. But keep in mind that any information can come in past, present, future, symbolic, metaphoric. I'm sure you kind of know how this works. Anything that you can't make sense of right now, just put a pin in it. Okay. Don't say no because it'll make you quit thinking. But just put a pin in it and hang on to it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish there was some way I could show you. I have no recent pictures of any of these people.
That's okay. I'm just letting you know, like, I usually use a picture to direct dial because it's the easiest way to get who I want to get. And spirit led, it just doesn't feel as strong, although I can do it. However, we have had times in here where I haven't been trying to pick up spirit, and I have, and it's been a really good reading. So it's always up to spirit. It's not up to me. Also, your vibration has to be open. You have to be open to receive. That'll help things flow a little bit better. But do you have a specific question and about this loved one? And then, because like, for instance, the last time that someone came through really clear that I didn't have a picture, they were like, well, why is my son seeing my dad, or why is my son talking about my dad, or just something I can attach. In the meantime, I'm just going to try to pick her up more because I feel like she's around you. Like I said, there's a grandmother energy that's around you.
Well, I need to know if there's any benevolence and care for me from anybody past.
Okay, so you have to understand that on the other side, there is no anger, there's none of the negative emotional feelings that we have here on earth. Those are all those are
my mother last year, and she has been doing just horrible things to me on the other side.
I don't think it's your mom. I think, unfortunately, because of the stuff that you've had done to you, you're carrying a lot of negativity. As long as there's someone, as long as they go into the light, as long as they have their life review, there is no negative thoughts. Now, if your mom is not in the light, then it is possible, but that rarely happens whenever I've done readings. So if you are a psychic medium, you have to remember that you will attach things to you, because regardless of if you want it or not, you psychic mediums have a certain light, okay? And spirit knows that they can hear them. They get attracted to that light. That's good and bad and whatever. And if you're on a low vibrational frequency, you're going to attract low vibrational things. That's including spirit on the other side, if I'm making sense. So you can attract that. Plus grief and trauma will attract.
I've looked for help for years all over the world. I've thrown thousands of dollars I can't afford to spend away. And I've literally been exiled from society. There's no group that will accept me if I go to any group, whether it's 12-step, whether it's trauma, grief. There's always people that literally psychologically torture me. They threaten me. They're reading my minds. I know that sounds wild, but I'm telling you, I'm not. I have no reason to make this crap up.
I'm not saying you are. I'm letting you know where a lot of the stuff is coming from. It attaches to trauma.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's literally physical. People in physical presence. Even my cat was playing sadistic games with me, and I thought she was being protective, but I've always had a strong relationship with spirit and animals and nature and even people, but that all changed in 2020, and I started having night terrors that I was actually going and stepping into hell. This is
what I'm trying to explain to you, though. You have something attached to you because of the trauma and stuff, which will cause everything that you are talking about.
Even the way people react to me.
Yes.
I've had trauma.
It can also be an energy shift in your vibration. Our vibe attracts our tribe. If you're in a low vibration because of you're going through a lot of bad things, then you're going to attract low vibrational people, and they will react to a certain way. But like I said, you can attract things into your energy that will cause things to react to a certain way. If you feel like you're in hell, that's because you probably have something attached to you that's of a lower vibration.
Well, I've tried everything I know to get rid of it. I've imagined.
It has to do. The only way that you can get rid of anything like this is you have to. There's a whole thing that you have to do, and I'm gonna send you to Luminary Luna Beams. This is something that I always send people to. There's your validation. Someone I always send people to because she knows her shit, and she will help people heal through their trauma. But you have to be willing to do the work as well. So it's not like someone can just come and take something from you that's attached to you. You have to do the work on your trauma and whatnot as well, or you're not going to be able to remove that. So there's something that's dark energy around you. But yes, Luminary Luna Beams is who you would need to go to. She focuses on the dark things, and she knows how to get rid of them. And she doesn't charge. Like, you can donate if you want to, but she does it out of the goodness of her heart for the right reasons. Okay, so her name is Luminary Luna Beams on YouTube, but she also does what's her new paranormal one, guys? It's Appalachian Nightmare or something like that. And she does paranormal investigations. So you know, the ball's going off a lot right now. You do have a grandmother energy that is around you. And
the name of her again, please, so I can spell it out.
luminary, like luminary, Lu luminary, like this, the word luminary, Luna Beams. You can find her on YouTube.
Luminary what?
Luna Beams.
Luna Beams?
Yeah, Luna
Luna
Beams, like the beam of light.
Beams.
Yes.
Luna.
Beams, BEAMS. Yes.
Beans sounded a little weird. Yeah. Crazy beans. Yeah. Okay. The grandmother.
Yes, because I feel like there's something dark attached to you that's come from the trauma that you're experiencing, and I actually learned that kind of from her, that's how the things attach to you, and you can't just wave sage and like expect to get rid of it. They attach to your trauma and stuff, so you have to actually heal that trauma first before you can get rid of anything.
Well, I feel extremely unsafe. I have had I've seen a lot of things that seem to be psychic. I've a lot of people have said, "Oh, you know your purpose, you know," and that's what, like, I channeled. I'm your God, and I'm sadistic. I am a sadistic evil God, and
no, these things will play mind tricks on you. They will literally drive you insane depending on what you have attached to you. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done here. Like a lot of work that's going to need to be done here.
Oh yeah, my father's threatened to torture me.
And you're going to have to, one thing you're going to have to do is we're going to have to try to switch your mindset off of everybody's out to get me. Because once you stay in that, and you can feel that way, but we have to kind of shift your mindset. You know what I mean? Because once we start focusing on that, then you're putting yourself in a low vibrational frequency. When you stay in a low vibrational frequency, things can stay attached to you because they attach to low vibrational frequency. When you're in a high vibrational frequency and you got your light shining, it's harder for them to attach to you. So, you know, they attach to your trauma and stuff. So this is something that has to really be worked on.
Yeah.
And once you get also, yes, Beth, drinking alcohol does lower your vibration. But it's okay to do once in a while. But it does lower your vibration. So any kind of substances or anything like that, Beth was asking on YouTube. And any kind of substances like that it takes you kind of farther away from your soul. It does lower your vibration. And so things like this can cause that. But you do have, again, a grandmother energy that's coming in. She's very grandmotherly to you. And she's concerned at the fact that you focus a lot on this negative stuff. I can see her. She shows me, like, I don't know if she passed when you were really young or she passed a while ago, but I kind of see her. She shows me like in black and white photos.
I have a photo that it's like sepia and it's hanging on the wall.
Okay.
My mother in the picture. And there's like some color on it. You know, they used to color sepia, like they give them red lips. It might be black and white. I'm not sure, but it's got some color. Like her cheeks are rosy.
Right. Like she keeps showing me like this kind of like a black and white picture, like how I would see it. Okay. So that I guess is her way of validating. As long as you can take it and it makes sense to you. But I keep hearing like, don't fret. So I don't know if she spoke that way, but she's wanting you to quit worrying about everything. I feel like you have this heavy weight on you and you constantly worry all the time and you constantly stay like in that negative thought form, but it's because not only are you just like there and you feel helpless, but also whatever is around you is causing that, right? But if we continue to worry and whatnot, that also keeps us in that low vibrational thing. But she's telling you like not to fret. And I'm getting a headache with her. So I don't know if she had anything with the head. If she ever had a stroke, if she ever had anything with the head, or if that relates to something with you. It could just be the low vibrational thing that you have.
I'm not sure.
Okay. because I get a headache with low vibrational energy or low vibrational beings, but or it can be if she ever had a stroke or anything with her head, or if you have, or anybody else on the other side.
The irony is, I was in states of absolute bliss when the crap hit the fan. I mean, I was doing fairly well, and I was happy and more optimistic than ever. And that's when things just completely turned on me. I had felt that I met my twin flame, and he knew my past. He knew everything about me. I've never told him these things, and he is total pure evil. And he controls. I experience supernatural phenomena all the time. I'll be thinking of a song, and spirit will speak through the lyrics, and it's like really dark and really depressing. And it used to be stuff I liked that I didn't find dark or depressing. And then somebody will be seeing it on YouTube. Like that second I wake up in the middle of the night, somebody's seeing it on YouTube. I've had people all over the world hate on me, and my own family threatening me, and this never happened before. Not like this. But looking back at my past, it makes perfect sense. They're all sadists. And I'm trying to figure out if my grandparents were different. If they were not sadists.
Well, they wouldn't. So they're going to come across as they are on the other side, having going through their life review. Because when we come to Earth, we come here to learn and evolve and grow. And sometimes people are bad guys. Sometimes they're good guys. Good guys. They all have to play a role. Right? They'll have to play a certain role, and that's good, bad, ugly. And sometimes there's karma involved. There's a lot of different experiences, but you chose them to go through whatever you needed to go through. And like Tracy's saying, that you're going through an awakening. But the thing is that you have to focus when you go through this awakening. It can feel very dark and very alone and very, very hard. But when you have dark energy around you, it makes it even harder. But only you can shift that energy and shift that focus. That's the one thing that Spirit's saying. Like, no one can do that for you. You have to learn how to shift that energy and focus yourself by focusing more on where you want to go, what's good for you, blocking out those people. Like anybody that is not good to you, that treats you bad, stay. It doesn't matter if they're family or not. Cut them out. Have nothing to do with them. Plain and simple.
I can't function completely alone in this world.
You can function completely alone in this world. We come in here alone. We leave alone. I am alone almost 24/7. You have to learn to love yourself and get in a vibrational frequency that you can be happy with yourself and find passions that you love to do. You can function alone in this world.
I get negative synchronicities all the time.
But that's because that's where your thought process is. If I'm sitting here thinking all the time that that I'm in this like negative vibration, right? And I'm just thinking negative all the time, I'm going to feel like I'm getting negative signs and negative things because our mind starts to work in a more negative manner. So anybody can function alone. You're stopping yourself by saying that. You ever hear the story? This is coming from Spirit. The little engine that could. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. That's where you have to get. I think I can. Get your vibration up.
I feel that God loves me, that Spirit loves me, that somebody loves
Obviously
me.
They do, because God loves everybody. They are a child of light. You have to understand that God isn't just one being. It's a consciousness. Okay, there's all these beings on the other side. All right, so angels, guides, we have guides that love us, we have angels that love us, but because you surround yourself with the dark and the dark negative thoughts, that's what you constantly feel, and you don't focus on that kind of stuff. So you need to get you
always put me on. They always intervene.
You have to get back to center, you have to get back to your soul, and you have to block all this other shit out. You have to start working on your chakras, your energy, start meditating. But you have to clear your energy from the trauma and stuff too, because with you being the light, with you having the light and being gifted, if you're on a low vibration, those dark energies can come right at you, and you won't be able to fight them off because you're on a low vibration. You know what I mean? You're the only one that can do that. But you have love from the other side. You have your ancestors, you have your guides, you have your angels, but you're focusing on the negative that's here. But like Tracy's saying, an awakening is shit. It's hard. And if you had your twin flame, that's part of the awakening. I know, I did it. I had my twin flame. I went through hell with my twin flame. But guess what? If I wouldn't have went through that experience of having my twin flame, him dying, going through the abuse of having it and all of that stuff, and climbed my way out and started working on my own gifts, I wouldn't be able to help all the hundreds of people that I've helped since then. You are the only one that can bring yourself to a place where you can actually use your gifts for good, where you can put yourself in another place of your life, and where you can start getting to a different vibrational frequency.
I know thousands of people have told me this, but I'm sorry. That's why I was hoping for a mediumship reading, because I know what I need to get better.
Well,
I know myself better.
but the thing is you're saying that, but then you say stuck in this energy and you say, well, this person doing that, this person's doing that, this person's doing that.
I need love from somewhere.
You have love from yourself. You have to learn to love yourself. Once you love yourself and you raise your vibration, that is what matters. You will start to attract those people that love that. You will start to attract better people into your life, but you have to find it within yourself first.
I don't feel deserving. I don't beat myself up. None of that. I used to.
But you're saying that you're needing acceptance from somewhere else, but you don't.
Love. Everybody needs some kind of love from God.
You have love from God. You wouldn't be here. Yeah, but that's because you've surrounded yourself with the dark and negative energy of being there. So you're not going to be able to feel it because you've already got your mind made up. There's no love for me. Oh, this is how life is. No. You have to get back into a different space. You have to get back into centering with yourself, loving yourself. Do you meditate at all? Do you pray at all? Do you get back to nature? Do you go on walks and have you tried drumming and things like that? Because
I try with nature all the time, whether through videos or going outside. Yeah, I try to do little things to care for myself.
Well, your cat's reacting to the negative energy. I can tell you that. They work on the astral plane. Anything negative you have around you, they're going to do that. God, yeah, like they're saying, God's love is unconditional. So God loves everybody. Consciousness loves everybody. You are here to learn, evolve, and grow, but you're choosing to kind of stay stuck. No one can get you out of it but yourself. You have to understand and know that you are a God, that you are a child of God. You are here in this moment to.
I don't share those beliefs. I just don't.
Then that is where your problem is. I hate to say that, but no one's going to be able to help you if you don't want to listen to guidance. If you want to stay in this negative space, no one's going to be able to help you.
It's none of that. But why do you think that I can't afford anything?
If you're sitting there saying, I don't have the belief that God loves me, I don't have the belief that Spirit loves me, then guess what? That's what you are feeling in your life. And that means you're not open to it.
You know what? I actually talked to some people who have validated my experience. Said I tried a psychic practitioner to help me change those beliefs. She says, I cannot help you. You have plenty of evidence you are actually in hell. And you have a knowing, and that trumps a belief. And there's nothing I can do to help.
That's not true. That's not true. You have to help yourself. Like you are the only one that can shift your thoughts, your energy, and all of that. You don't have to stay stuck. But there's one choice when everybody goes through some sort of hell in their life. And there's one choice. You can stay stuck in that energy and stuck in that place, or you can decide to get the hell up and go make a change for yourself and start finding your passions and your purpose and moving to another direction. But literally you have an attachment that is making you feel this way. So the only way that attachment gets removed again is through trauma work and work. But if I'm sending you to chastity, you actually have to follow what she tells you to do, or it's not going to work. Anything that I'm telling you to do is not coming from me. That's coming from Spirit. And I can sit here and tell you all that you want about how God loves you, how Spirit loves you, how you are divine light, how we are all light. But until you believe it for yourself and until you choose to believe it, then that's not, then I'm just like talking in circles. My clients have to also be willing to take steps, and they also have to be willing to change their own lives and their own energy. And until they do that, they're going to be stuck. Like, you have to make that decision. I can't make it for you. No other psychic medium can make it for you. We're here to guide you and help you along.
Is her name Chastity or
Luminary? Her real name is Chastity, but Luminary Luna Beams. And unless she will help you remove whatever you need to have removed, but until you do the work on your trauma and you do the work that you need to, she will tell you she can't help you unless you're willing to do it. Just like I'm saying, like, unless you're willing to change your thought process and get out of the negative thoughts of no one loves me and God doesn't love me and all of this, like, until you decide to get out of that, it's not going to shift. And the reason why you feel that way is because you have dark entities around you.
Practical steps that I can take. I can do those steps and need somebody to support me while I'm doing that.
No, you can, you have support from Spirit. You don't need any. I didn't have anybody to support me doing mine. I was in an abusive relationship. My husband passed away. I went through hell and back. And guess what? Guess who got myself through that? Spirit and myself. I told you what you needed to do. So you have to reconnect to yourself. You have to reconnect to God, and you have to do whatever it is to do that. But you have to also open yourself up and get out of the mindset.
I have had synchronicities my whole life, even when I was a child. Negative synchronicities about being unloved and about being bound for hell. I ignored them. I said, I rebuke this. I refuse to ever believe this. I know that God loves me and that I'm safe. And guess what? Fast forward decades later, and all of a sudden 2020 comes around, and I get all kinds of crazy synchronicities. I mean, stuff that's off the charts. You are in hell. You were made to be in hell.
So then that's the problem right there. Once you sit here and say, I'm in hell and I'm made to be in hell and this is what I feel, guess what? That's where you're going to be. You have to make the choices to make the change. Yes, you need to clear your energy space. You need to clear yourself. Like, you can go to person after person, but until you change your, and I'm sorry if this is from Spirit, so you change your stubborn belief system, no one's going to be able to help you evolve. You have to put the work and evolve into yourself. Thoughts are very, 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 very powerful. Why do you think, like, people can read people's minds and stuff? Our thoughts are powerful. What we put out into this world is powerful. There is no God doesn't love you. God loves everybody, because we all come here for a specific reason. We all come here for a life path. We all come here for soul contracts and things that we have to go through. Does that mean that darkness doesn't hit us sometimes and that we don't attract dark things? We do. But you have to decide and make the decisions to change the energy, change the thought process, and do the work that you need to do to get above it.
I want that more than anything. I mean, seriously.
Then you've got to put the work in. No one can do that for you, but you've got to do it for yourself. If you sit here and say, I'm in hell all the time, then guess what? You're in hell all the time. Period. And again, an attachment, like I told you, I feel like you've got this darkness around you. You're always going to feel that way as long as you have that attachment attached to you. And whatever trauma you went through in 2020, that's what it attached to.
Well, that's the part of it.
Yeah. So, but you can literally remove this yourself. It just takes a lot of work. But in order to have help from somebody else, you have to put the work into it too. Like, they attach to your trauma. So until you start healing that trauma, that deep-rooted trauma in your energy, because we're all energy beings, we're all light. We're just wearing a meat suit for now. We all belong on the other side.
If this person is an evil twin flame, how can I ever get rid of him? I've tried so many things to get rid of him.
Twin flames come along when you're off your path to put you back on your path. I know because I went through it. You have to cut the cords and cut them out of your life if you really feel that way.
I did that many times.
You continue to cut the cords and continue to do that. I mean, block them out. That's the best thing that you can do. Until you get to a different vibration, it's going to keep happening. You have to change your vibration. You attract your vibration. You're on a low vibration, you're going to attract a low vibrational people.
Have you ever heard what you resist persists?
That's not necessarily a thing in the spiritual realm.
Is there any more information you could get on anyone who's passed over?
Well, I mean, I've given you a lot of time trying to change your. I've got a whole list here, but like I said, your grandma, she gave me the picture. She's telling you that she loves you. It's hard to connect to her without a picture, but it shows me that when you were younger, I don't know, was she around you when you were younger? Where'd she go? I'm getting frustrated. It's hard for me to channel through darkness and negativity. It's very hard. I don't know. She dropped off. I was getting ready to ask her. Yeah, we are. She dropped off. So, yeah. That's what I was wondering about the second Saturn return. Actually, I was going to ask her how old she was because your second Saturn return is shit. Dude, I do too, sporty mom. I do. I do too. I need something. So Palo was asking if she could it's so hard. Like it's so hard when people get stuck, you know, and then they don't want to listen to advice. And then it's so hard to break through and bring their grandma in because it's like, okay, I want to contact your grandma, but there's a lot of other shit you need to hear, right? So unfortunately, that's the way it goes. Paola was asking, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, if she could reschedule or whatever. If you're wanting a mediumship, I'm trying to think of how we could do that because I don't know when I'd be on live. I do like the email readings, but not for mediumship. You can't. Like, you can only do so much, and it breaks my heart because I see people. Okay. Thank you, Lost Voices. I get very frustrated too because even if I were to send her to Chastity and she doesn't want to follow what Chastity says, then it's not going to help. You have to, you have to get, because now I can kind of understand where she's like, I've been to all these psychics and nobody's helped. I can kind of see why. I hate to say that, but exactly. Like, we've all been through shit, right? Like, my Saturn return was fucked, but I chose to climb out of that, and I had attachments because of my grief and stuff, and get rid of them and come to where I help people, right? That's what I came out of it. But that's it. It's hard. It's hard for me, and like I don't know how to completely help people that are in that state. You know what I mean? And then I can kind of see why certain people react a certain way to her, because when you're putting out that negativity, that's what you're gonna feel back. You know what I mean? And it's sad. Like, I wish I could do more, but I unfortunately can't give her any. And Spirit said, like, you're being stubborn. You know, we are. And like, I can only do so much. Like, I'm not a miracle worker. None of us are miracle workers. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. When we start having like the negative thought feelings and patterns, and we stay on that low vibration, like, that's easy for anything to attract to you, especially if you have gifts yourself, right? You're going to attract all the lower vibrational stuff. It kind of sucks, but that's what it is. Like attracts like, even with Spirit. So Paola, I don't know where she went. I want to. Is she still here? I mean, I guess I could. Paola did. She sent me a picture. She's actually kind of down the list, but she was saying she needed to leave, and I don't know when I would be able to reschedule like a mediumship. Like intuitive guidance, I can do through email, but mediumship's harder. So is she still here? If not, then we have Angel next, but I need to see if Paola's still here. Thank you guys so much for the gifts and for kind of sticking through that. I know that was tough. All we can do is try to send her as much love as we can, you know, send some pink to her, send some light to her, anything that you can. All right. I don't want to take on any more mediumship at the moment because that kind of totally wrecked me. Let me get down my list a little bit and see how I feel. Yeah, I know. We all have, I think. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if anybody wants to shoot pink to her, shoot light to her, that's what she needs right now. That's the best thing I can say to do. Peo, yeah. I know, but I gotta make sure I have the energy for it. That's all I'm saying, Allie. Yep, let's everybody send her light and love and everything that we can do, because I really feel bad for people that are like, I wish I had more time with her, but it feels like I'd still be going in circles. And I've unfortunately have had readings like that where it's like no matter what you tell them. Not yet, Ellie, because I don't want to add any more people to my list because I've got a list right here and I want to make sure I get through it. So no one else send money. If you did, let me know so I can put you on the list. No one else send. I'm gonna close it for now and we'll see how I feel. Because that freaking took it out of me. I gotta see where I'm at. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if Peo comes, and that's a mediumship. So just need to breathe. Just breathe. But the thing is you know, I've had readings like that before. Like literally, I had this lady, and this isn't like the same situation, but I've had this situation where like she kept wanting to hear from a specific someone, and I could only like they kept showing me that person was a baby. Like they kept showing me a baby, and I'm like, okay, this person. And it was they had passed a really long time ago. I was like, I think they like reincarnated because I couldn't get anything right. And so she's like, okay, we'll connect to my dad. And so I connect to her dad. I gave her an hour and a half of a reading because we went through the whole thing of I can't connect to the uncle, and I think they're reincarnated because they're not on the other side. They're showing me a baby, and we did like 30 extra minutes of that. So I did a whole hour reading for her, and then the next day, and she was so happy, everything like she got so many validations. The next day, she's like, well, can I have my money back because we didn't go for a full hour. We went an hour and a half. Here it is. Here's the time we started, the time we finished. And then she's like, and you didn't connect to my uncle. I'm like, you had a whole reading from your dad. Like, no. Oh no, I don't have anybody on there right now. So Maggie had her reading though. Oh, Maggie, we just did Maggie. So Maggie, everybody's sending you light and love. Sorry your phone died. I gotta move on. We'll all send you love. Everybody in this chat cares about you. On YouTube and here, they were all worried about you. They all care about you. So you keep saying no one cares about you, but everybody does in the chat and they don't even know you. So that shows humanity. And then we have to remember, like, again, if I'm going to send you to my friend Chastity, like, you have to listen to what she tells you. You can't like argue. I was asking if your grandma was around when you were younger, because she kept showing me being around you were younger and helping take care of you at some point. That's what I was trying to say. But it's hard when there's so much negativity and so much darkness to get her to come in. It's like breaking through a wall. But everything that I needed to give you, even though I know you want to hear from your grandmother, she was definitely there. She made the balls go off, but it's like you needed to hear everything else. So hopefully the seeds were planted and you realize how much love is coming at you from spirit and from the people in this chat on here and on YouTube, because they're all sending love and light to you, and I think you need to send that to yourself as well. And only you can do the work. Okay. Did Peo leave? I if not, then I'll have to figure something out. I can always just let her know next time I go live or something. I don't know. I have to figure that out. Okay. Okay. Damn it. Fuck. I was trying to get to her. I have her email now, so I'll just email her. All right. If I have to shoot her back her money, I will. All right. So Angel, you got your question, bud. Probably have to take a break to pee. Oy, ay, ay. There's a lot of astrology. You might be in your second Saturn return, was what somebody was talking about. So your astrology, maybe playing a huge part on that. Our Saturn returns, our first one sucks. Our second one apparently sucks. So, yes, it's tough. Yep. And we don't ever need anybody to show us that, like, once you shift your energy, you'll start seeing people come into your life, but we don't ever need anybody to validate us. We have enough love for ourselves, and if we have a true strong belief and connection to spirit, then that's all that we need. They show us every day by, in the ways that we can see it, but we have to choose to see it, right? Okay. What should I be aware of? Wait, I'm missing you. Okay, Angel. What should I be aware of in my career right now, and will I be traveling again for work? Okay. I don't remember what we talked about last time, but damn, I feel like we got this kind of last time, like a shift, like a split in the road, like a decision that has to be made. Because they keep putting me like you at like a split in the road, like maybe you are going to kind of change directions. I don't know if it's like a new team or a new direction, but it's like a choice that has to be made. Remember to hang on to this, because I could be getting something in the future. I feel like I need extra spray on myself. Because it's almost like, okay, so trying to understand, usually this is symbolic for somebody going a new direction or making another choice or decision, all right? But it feels like it's a good decision. So it could be, again, another team, but I feel like you stepping into some sort of like leadership position. No, he said they didn't yet, but that doesn't mean it's not a future thing. Okay. There you go. My friend makes this on that shop that's in my bio. I don't remember what kind this is, but it's like a spray that she sent me. She has like a shop. It's supposed to clear your energy. But I feel like, where are you? Where are you, Angel? Did y'all feel the spray? Okay. I've been working towards getting a leadership role, I guess. Okay. That might be like the decision that's coming in. And I don't know if it's like a leadership role, like it transfers you, you know what I mean, to like a new team or something like that, because it feels like, again, there's a split in the road where you take another path or a different path. But I feel like it feels like it's a leadership a leadership role. Like I feel like that's coming at least maybe by next year. I keep wanting to go to like between April and mid of next year as far as like leadership role. And I do feel like when is hurricane season? Because I'm getting like they're showing me like hurricanes in the air, in the sky. You know how like the satellite comes down and it shows like how hurricanes look in the satellite. Yeah, no, it's not Florida weather. Oh, it's now. Okay. Okay. So I don't know how bad that hurricane season is, but I'm getting a reference to like the satellite images of hurricanes. So I think you might be taking some trips. You might be going out to this one that's going to hit Florida. But I do feel like yeah, you might have kind of a busy season. That's not good because I think there might be actually kind of a bad hurricane that's coming up because I see you moving people from rubble. I don't know if that's something that you do or removing rubble. That's what they show me, like you're removing rubble. Okay. But is there a possibility that that might be a different direction that you're going? Because there's going to be a shift or change in your work. So more could be sent to Canvas Homes. Okay. Because I keep seeing you doing like more like rescue work, but could that be like the new leadership position or the new direction? Like it's a shift and change in what you do at work. I mean, I could be seeing like the situation you're gonna end up in out there too. Um, yeah, it's like I keep seeing him standing at like a crossroads, right? So it's like, do I want to stay on one direction or do I want to go another direction? And it might be that there's something that opens up. Um, and it might not be like heavy into it, but it could also be that you're in that situation where that's going on around you. Like it can be symbolic for you being like, if I'm making sense, like it can be symbolic for you being in a situation where that's happening around you. Well, that's what he does, but he does more admin side. So, um, I just feel like there's a shift like coming that like I don't know if they like ask you to like do a different job or you end up freaking go doing another job. I can't shake that. Like I'm at a crossroads and I got to make a decision. And then they keep showing me like hurricane, like what it would look. Now I don't know if you watch hurricanes or if that's just the way they're showing them to me, like from satellite images. Yeah, maybe coordinating more. It just I just keep seeing, and I don't know if it's you, but I've seen someone removing rubble. So it could just be that you're going to be in that like in that specific situation, or you might have to lend a helping hand with that, or something of that sort. It's just what I keep seeing. But I feel like again, there's going to be a shift, and the shift feels like it's like next year, like a different shift. But this hurricane season, there's going to come like more like another shift. Like you might have to make a decision. No, it's not symbolic like that. Like it's literally like I'm either in a place where they're going to be removing, like they're like all this devastation happened and that's going on around me, or it might be that he ends up having to help with that, or it's just showing like the environment I'm in. You know what I mean? You might not be, Angel. I mean, I would hang on to this. All I know is what I'm seeing, and that's what they're giving me. So you may step out of your comfort zone a little bit, or you may end up traveling to an area that's like that this happens at. That could be another thing for it. Right. I feel like, again, leadership is coming in, so you may end up going to like a leadership position by next year. But it feels like something with this hurricane season is going to shift things for you. That's the way it's coming across. The best way that I can say it. Yeah, it's like a step out of comfort zone. It's like they're literally made they're repeating the fork in the road. Like, do I stay on one path or do I choose another? Like, that's usually my symbolism for I'm going down a new path or I have a choice to make. But I also, again, get leadership, and then I told you, I see like the satellite images of the hurricane, which that could be something that you watch. If you don't, then it's just symbolic of hurricane season. And you could be just in an area of where a hurricane hits pretty hard and you might have to help, or you might just be there. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how my visions work. Like what's going on around you too. But it feels like, again, there's going to be a step up in your career at least by next year, and you're going to step into a leadership position. But it might be a little different than what you do now. I do watch them, but not for work, just to know whether I may be getting sent there. Okay. But so I could be getting it because you watch it, but I could be getting it because you're also going to be sent there. Like, there's going to be a couple hurricanes that you're going to be sent there for. That's the way it's coming in. Yeah. Like, he might have to step out of his comfort zone a little bit, or there might be a shift in change, but I do feel like, again, he's going to step into a leadership position where you might have different things that you're doing different than what you're used to doing, or added on things that you've got to do. But there might be a fork in the road where you've got to make a decision. That's what's coming in with your career. I feel like you're going to be very successful, and they give me dollar signs like you might end up making more money down the road with something. Good night, Allie. Yeah, usually I have the list early, and I usually I'm trying to like shorten everything, but it never works that way. So yeah, like there might be I don't know, it just feels like a little bit of a shift for him. Okay, I'm ready for it. I'm telling him shit he doesn't want to hear and want to know, but this is what's coming in. So also, have you looked into like investing? Why am I getting like investing with you of some sort? I have a list, Big Daddy John, and I'm probably like you can always schedule a private reading, but I have a list going on right now, and I don't know if I'm trying to get through it. Oh, the pressure's already changed. Yeah, I could be picking up on what happens with the hurricane too. So been thinking about just not enough time. Okay, so maybe if you research that too and you like invest a little bit, like it might do well for you. You might actually like it because I'm getting investing with you, so it's definitely in your energy. And if you've been thinking about something, it's time to like look into it and get going on it. So that could be where like more money comes in at too. But I feel like I feel like you're doing okay for yourself and everything. Where's the birthday coming in at? Do you have like a kid or something that had a birthday that somebody, I don't know if they're here or there, they had a birthday that's coming up or just passed, because for some reason they're showing me like a birthday cake, and I'm not really sure what that means. I mean, usually in a mediumship reading, it's like it's usually no, not whistleblowing. It's usually like a birthday that's coming up or just passed from somebody, either here or there. Just celebrated my girlfriend's birthday this month. Okay. I don't know why they're showing me that. So that's interesting. Unless you got another one coming up. Do you have a kid with this? Do you have a kid with this girlfriend, or do you have a child? I keep picking up a child too. I don't I don't know why they're giving me that. I don't know if it's just like a validation. Okay, none yet. All right, well, I'll shut up now. Or there's one coming, a boy. Just hang on to that, okay? Um, I keep picking up a little boy. I don't. She's like, "Hey, we just spoiled my birthday. Happy birthday to me. I can have a baby." Yeah. You're welcome, Angel. Keep me updated. Let me know how things go, man. I gotta take a pee break, guys. Like for real. I'll be right back, and then we'll get back to the list, okay? I was drinking that water because I felt sick earlier. You'll have to let me know though how things go, okay? And be safe out there. Hold on. No one send any more money because I did that with my butt. I want to make sure I can fit you in, okay? Yeah. Um all right. Cuz I think I saw another payment. I want to make sure I get through this. Sonia. Did we already do Felicia? Hold on. Fuck. Oh, Trista is holy crap. Okay, no one's sending any more money. I can't keep up. I want to make sure I can get to this because I have Paula, I'm gonna have to Paulo. I'm gonna have to get connect with her or whoever. So we have Sonia. Trista paid for 2 intuitive guidances or a mediumship. Which I want to do mediumship right now. So she gifted something for someone. Hold on. Felicia, Sonia, Felicia. Okay. Did I get everybody? Thank you for the tiny diny. And then we have Trista donated. She donated for readings. No, I got you, Lindsay. Remember I told you were Ryan? Okay, we'll get to that when we finish this. So Elizabeth Owens is who I have next. I don't know if you were on I'm gonna email this person. Stupid pen. Okay, so we need Elizabeth Owens. Elizabeth Owens, where are you at? Right? Okay, we got Shannon. Okay, so we have Elizabeth, Paulo. We have Lindsay Smith, Shannon, Sonia, and Felicia. Do I have that right? Am I missing anybody? And then we have Trista. So you could do 2 questions for Trista. I need Elizabeth Owens. Where are you at? Okay, Owings. Sorry, there you are. Okay, so I'm guessing that's you then, under Elizabeth. Shannon. Magnolia is I'm so confused. Magnolia is Elizabeth Owens. Is she here? I got you, Shannon. I already have you down. I have you down just as Shannon, so I'll put. So again, we have Elizabeth. So I'm guessing that's Magnolia. So Magnolia, are you here? And then we have Ryan. We have Lindsay Smith. Then we have Shannon. Then we have Sonia. And then we have Felicia. I don't know. I'm confused. So is Magnolia not here anymore? Did you tell her that you donated for her? Okay, Bubba Tracy. Okay. Your question. You were the one that. Yep. You're Elizabeth Owens, right, Magnolia? Sorry if I get confused. There's a lot to keep up with, and I get lost. You just send it right here. Just ask your question. All right, Kathy. Okay. I'm glad it all worked out. Okay, I got you, Magnolia. Make sure you fast forward to the end so that you're caught up. Go ahead and ask your question. Oh crap. Make sure. I don't know, man. It's some kind of episode, Tracy. They're behind, so they're not answer my question. See? She's answering what I asked 5 minutes ago. Fast forward all the way. She's behind like so like she's answering questions like you know how I was calling for her. Now she's saying I'm Elizabeth. Like she's behind. Like just fast forward so that we can She's like, I'm here. I know you're here. Are you not? Is she not seeing my comments? Not seeing chat comments. Okay, go ahead and ask your question. Yeah, I'm like, fast forward, she reloaded. I got her. So I just need the okay question. I think so. Can you hear me now? I'm asking. Can you? You could go ahead and ask your question. If you can hear me, say you can go ahead and ask your question. Then you're caught up. Okay, Magnolia, go ahead and ask your question. Oh. Fuck. Oh my god. Okay. We're not in a retrograde right now, are we? No. Yeah, we're in a couple of retrogrades, just not Mercury. Oh lord. I think Uranus or something, right? Uranus? Magnolia, ask your question, love. I think I jumped timelines. Oh lord. I think we're back in April, yeah. It's weird it's not going through. It usually try to rephrase it. Oh yeah, astrology. It literally our astrology aligns with our blueprints. My friend Carly Bush does on it. You can find her on Instagram. She does charts. Chastity does charts. You can learn a lot about your life and your situation and what's going on. And I wish I would have realized it back in the day about my Saturn return because it's a tough time about when you're 29, 30. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm about to make a huge life change and move to another state to be closer to family. Even though I have a good life where I live. I love where I live. I have a great job. Am I crazy? Also looking for guidance on job search. I'm very nervous to change jobs. Okay. So what I always try to explain to people is sometimes if we end up moving, it's for a reason. So it usually means that even though things are going well, our energy isn't there anymore and it's being pulled somewhere else. Like we always end up where we're meant to end up, if I'm making sense. Um, and it feels like you need to be around your family this time, or you wouldn't be looking and moving into that direction. So usually when we have the idea to make a shift, make a change, make a move, it's because we're supposed to. And sometimes the universe will get a little uncomfortable in order for us to make that change. But I feel like there's a reason that you're trying to be close to family, and that's important, right? If later on it doesn't work out, you can always move back, but sometimes we have to make choices and decisions for a reason, right? Right, but there's a reason that you're supposed to be there now. That doesn't mean that you can't move back at some point when things shift and change. But if you're being pulled there, if you feel like you need to go there for your parents, your family, or whatever that may be, listen to that, because we never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, if we're being pulled to a specific area or to move or whatever that may be, then we have to listen to that because it's for a reason. So remember that we're never on the wrong path. We're never going to make a mistake in the choices that we make, because we have one main path and many different roads we can take, right? And we're always learning and growing and evolving, and that's what life is about. And so we're always on the right path, and we're making the best decisions for ourselves at that time. If you really feel like you need to go, you have to listen to that inner calling. As far as jobs, see if you can transfer, see if you can find something online, see if they'll work with you to where you can do some of it online. And or this might be a way to shift jobs into maybe more of a passion, start your own job or start your own business, or look for some things different that you can do. Sometimes even when we're shifting jobs, we might love our job, but there might be something better for us out there as well. So, and what if you didn't like living there before, it doesn't mean that you won't like living there now. Like, things change, energy shifts, and so do we. So maybe if your energy wasn't like great there before, it doesn't mean it's not going to work out now. But there's always a reason for all things, and we have to listen and understand that. And again, it might not be for forever, but it's for now, like where you need to be now. So you are free to make your own choices and decisions, but do I feel like it's a mistake? No, I don't, because there's a reason for it. And again, there might be a better option for jobs out there. You can start looking now. You can see if your job can help you with that. If there might, I don't know if they have like another office, or if they would be willing to work with you remotely, or what that may be, but that might be something to take up with them, or there might be something better. Remember, even if we're not being rejected, but we leave something, we're always being redirected to something else and something better. So I feel like everything's going to be okay after you move. I mean, there might be some bumps, right? Because you're going to have to adjust. And I feel like, is there something going on with someone's health where you're moving to? I don't know why there would be. There shouldn't be. There's nothing I can do about it. So, I mean, I have really fast internet. I have all my things. Okay. What family member are you going by? Is there a female family member over there? I mean, we always have to listen to our heart and our gut, right? And even if it doesn't work out, you're learning. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. I feel like it's a mom. That's why I was like female. Okay, there might be something going on with her health that you need to be by her for. Like, our parents aren't around forever, and it's coming across that like you need to be with her now. Not saying that anything's gonna happen to her. I'm just saying there's something going on with her health, I feel, or something that will go on with her health at some point. Um, that you need to be around for. That's the way it's coming across. So it's always good to be by your mother. You know, that's exactly what I've been thinking. Yeah. I was kind of feeling it was mom. I just wanted to make sure. It's just time for you to go back for now. It'll all work out okay. You'll be fine. You're also a nurse. Okay. See, there's lots of nursing. You might find a better nursing job or whatnot. You know what I mean? It's There's always different things that you can do as a nurse. You can do, traveling nurse. You can do at home nurse. You can, you'll be able to find a job. It's not going to be a problem. And you might find something that you like even better. Um, so there's something I feel like, I don't know again if her health isn't great or something's going to happen with her health or whatever, but we always want to be and spend as much time as with our parents as we can, because again, they're always getting, they're getting older, we're getting older. That's just unfortunately on this earth plane, things that are unpredictable. So you're being called and pulled back for a reason. You should listen to that. It's going to be all right. Don't even stress it. Thanks, Tracy, for tapping. So I hope that was helpful. You'll be fine as far as getting a job and figuring everything out. Just start looking now, and but you're making the right decision in my opinion. It might not be forever, but it's for now. Contact her or give her money back. It's okay. Sounds good. I will be. Give me one second. I'll be right back. Well, she says that she's a nurse and she can tell something like she feels like some things like that too. So that makes sense. You're very welcome, Magnolia. You'll have to let me know how it goes, okay? Wish you the best. It'll be okay. I know it kind of sucks going home, but I don't think it'll be forever, but it's for now. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, that's about right. I've had issues. My puppy decided he wanted to eat feces and throw up everywhere, so I had to deal with that before I ever came on live, and now I think he's regretting it. I'm getting some stuff that hopefully helps with that. I don't. Getting some enzymes and we'll see. All right. So I had to go clean up a mess again. Yeah, shame on me for getting hydrated. No, the puppy, he's made himself sick. You can always block it off, Angie, or you can turn it into helping people. All right. No, I just cleaned it up. I'm fine. I don't know, dude. Because I have a couple dogs that have that issue, and I've tried everything and it doesn't work. And then, but my deaf dog that has a lot of problems, like we think he might have this one thing, but I haven't been able to have the money to get him tested for it specifically. But the puppy started doing it, and I don't know. He I had to clean up a lot of throw up, and now it's just I don't know. I think he's really regretting it, and I hope he's okay. So I'm getting some enzymes, and hopefully that I've tried that. I've tried the pineapple. I've tried pumpkin. I've tried everything under the sun. I've tried treats. I've tried all of that. He's new at this. He wasn't doing it when I first got him. He just kind of started. If I tell him no, he'll stop. But I don't know if he did it when he was outside or what. So he's been kind of sick before I came on, and so I had to clean up a mess right now. But where it's not that anymore, it's like slime. It's gross. But I'm getting enzymes, and I'm hoping that it will work. It's like miracle enzymes, so we'll see. I don't know. Anyways, Lindsay, it's your turn. I've got to get through this list. So yeah, I've tried the pineapple chunks. It doesn't work. Nope. Nothing does. I've had 2 dogs that do it for years, but I've tried everything. The vet can't figure it out. We think it's I forget what it's called, but the test was really expensive, so I haven't been able to do the test. Okay. And I did give him some nausea stuff, and that might be why he kind of chucked it up. Okay. So, Lindsay, are you ready for your question? But yeah, he made himself sick. That's why he's been sleeping. All right. My question is, why do you... They're not vibing with you, girl. Plain and simple. You're not doing anything wrong. Yeah, Laura, I'm still on. I'm trying to get through this list. You're not doing anything wrong. It's that, remember, rejection is protection, redirection, even with people. Okay? So they're just not on your vibe. Period. You have to raising your vibration is going to attract you to the right people. And if they don't like you, fuck them. Sorry. But you don't need validation from anybody. Again, if you're being rejected from people, it's for a reason. So think of it as rejection is protection. And that's with people too. So I think it's more of there's feels like there's some jealousy going on too, and some usually when people feel that way about others, there's just not a vibe match. There's just not an energy match. But I do feel like there's some well, you can always work on your vibration to kind of shift it. So if you're in a low vibe, then you'll put people off. If you're in a high vibe, you'll kind of attract people. But it's so you can always work on your own energy if you feel like that's a thing, if you feel like that's what's going on. But I do feel like there's some kind of something I do feel like there's some jealousy at some point. I don't know if this is past or present that's going on. But it could be your vibe, or it could just be people are just fucking weird. Um like maybe you need to get out and get in different rooms. You can always again work on your vibration if you feel like your vibration's low, because that will put people off. Because we're all energy, right? We're always energy, and so we always have a vibration. Sometimes it is low, and sometimes we put people off because we're in a low vibration, and we don't mean to be. It could be whatever's going on in our life that makes it like that. But there's a lot of dumbass people out there. Sorry, but there is. So, if people don't like you, fuck them. They're just not on your vibe. And if you're talking about like YouTube rooms or YouTube chats, so there's a lot of dummies. You have to look at what the exactly. YouTube has a lot of mentally unstable people. So, I would look at where you're chatting at and what kind of things that they talk about. If it's a low vibrational place, you're going to have low vibrational people. I'm not in a lot of YouTube rooms because I don't deal with the drama. I don't go into groups because I don't deal with the drama. So, like I said, you can always work on the vibration, but a lot of times when people are like all in the YouTube chats and stuff, like there is a lot of low vibrational stuff that goes on. So yeah, like Tracy, like I'm saying, like me and Tracy are both saying, your vibration may be higher than theirs, or you're not vibing with people. Find somewhere else. I just think it's a difference in vibration, and it's like, who cares? I kind of stay out of like those places just because there's a lot of like I can't stay in a lot of chats. Like I can go in like spiritual live chats like this, right? Or like readings chats or stuff like that. But once you start getting into the other kind of chats, it's just different. It's a different vibe, you know? And you deal with a lot of low vibrational people. And again, there might be jealousy that I'm picking up because you're talking about what you just said about the men and stuff. There might be other women that are jealous or whatever that may be. Oh, thank you, Witchy Mama. Yeah, he shouldn't have done what he did. I don't get the this stuff until next week. I pray it works. If not, there's another one I wanted to try. I don't know. I've tried so many things. Not with him, but with the others, but yeah, it's definitely so stay out of the negative places, girl. You don't belong there. Where you have to look at where you're at too. You know what I mean? Like what kind of chats are you in? What kind of videos chats are you in? Are you in like a more low vibrational stuff? Are you talking about crime? Are you talking about politics? Are you talking about this or that? Or are you like in a more high vibrational thing? And I'm not saying that all spiritual places are high vibrational. There are some spiritual places that I can't go into. Like there's some hey, Stitch, stop. There are some spiritual things, like spiritual people I don't watch. So like if I don't like somebody, it's for a reason. If I don't like their energy, it's for a reason. And I tend to like I'm very, very particular on who I vibe with. You know what I mean? Like you get no one hates you here, so what does that tell you? Right. And if you vibe high and they vibe low, you're gonna make people uncomfortable. And if you're in a low vibrational setting, that's what's in there. So no one's treating you like that here. Plus, I think there's some jealousy and stuff going on too. But people are just fucking weird. They just are. They are. Exactly. There you go. Not so far because vibe attracts your tribe. Gotta go where you feel comfortable at. Yep, there's some creators that attract very negative people, correct. Like I can't stay in a chat very long. I don't know about you guys. Like even some of the true crime chats and like some of the like true crime people or some of the even like YouTube stuff, like I can't stay in very long. It has to be a certain vibe for me. It has to have certain people or I'm not cool. I have to leave. And so that's what you have to listen to as well. It's like, how do you feel being in here? Don't unplug me, dude. Do not unplug me. If we unplug me, we're gonna have a problem because everything's gonna get shut off again. Yeah. Red pill are you talking about like Trumpers? Because that's where my mind is going. Because like attracts like, right? That's what I've been trying to preach on my channel, even though people think it's more political. It's not. It's an energy thing, right? It's an energy thing. It's how people react. It's how people are. It's how that's why I kind of stay away from that because I noticed that those type of followers lack the same way he does. It's all about hate and attacking, and it's a cult. So yeah, you do no good in there. The vibe is bad. You're too high vibrational for that. So Spirit's been trying to push like the energy. Like, how do you really feel about energy wise about being around? Kai, what are you doing? Are you stuck or something? God damn it! Sorry, hold on. I'm like pulling on this thing. And I'm like, why? Why is this like pulling back? Is it like stuck around my chair? It's stuck around the dog. It's stuck around the dog. And that's not to get political. It's an energy thing for me. You know what spirits showed me with the energy and the vibration and stuff. Yeah, exactly. So you're putting yourself in situations where people are cultish and they're not going to accept you, right? So that's why it's a cult, literally. And it has very low vibrational people. Yeah. Tracy, you and I know about the red pills. And everybody's like, well, why do you feel the nerve to talk about this? Like, I have a whole hour video of talking about facts with spiritual stuff together, and I haven't even put it out because I need to rewatch it because I don't remember what the fuck I said. But you know what? It's it's mostly teaching about vibration, you know, and being around people that are so negative and they're not accepting of everybody and stuff. Like it's a vibrational thing. Like we are vibration. Like when we're low vibration, we attract low vibrational people. We go to low vibrational things. We, you know, go to the negativity and stuff. And when we're high vibration, then we go into a higher place. That's why you notice like if you're around high vibrational people like here, like this is an energy match. If it wasn't an energy match, you wouldn't be here. So, we're all vibrating high. We're all supposed to be in the same place, and we try to keep it as light and as we can for the most part. That's not to say that there there won't be some things that come up, but so it's all about vibration, Lindsay. When you put yourself into a space that's very negative like that, that's just how they're going to be. You're vibrating too high for those type of people. But so that's been my problem lately is I don't want to be quiet, and yeah, it caused a lot of shit with me too. So I totally feel you, dude. No, you're totally you've got it. Lost Voices with Jackie, the red pill cult. Just another word. So that's what I was kind of picking up, and I was just like, I get why she's not feeling comfortable there because her vibe isn't meshing with those type of people. There's a different vibe with certain people that follow certain people. There's a different vibe with it. There just is. Hey, can you guys stop it? Try to get on the bottom of the freaking bird cages. It's so annoying. Yeah. All right. All right, Lindsay. Now you know, just stay out of there. Just stay away. Because listen, you can't change people's minds that don't want to be already that you can't change people's minds that don't want to be changed and that are at a certain vibration and whatnot. And even though I've tried to deprogram people like spirit wants me to, it's very hard. So, because it is a matter of vibration, whether people want to think that or not. Yeah. And it is vibe attracts our tribe, right? All right, Shannon Owings. So we're doing paid readings tonight. I'm not doing questions. Exactly. They love to hate. Yep. And that's what I keep telling people. Everybody's so like selfish about certain things. They're not looking at the whole picture of where our rights are and you know, who's wanting to be, well, I don't want to go into all that, but I need to re-listen to my video because there's things I want to add and I was like, I need to re-listen to this because I don't remember what I said and I'll probably lose another 200 subs, but at this point, I don't care. It is what it is. The vibration is vibration. If you're attracted to a certain vibration, you have to look at yourself and see, why am I attracted to this person? Why am I attracted to this vibration? Why am I attracted to this group? Right? How do I feel when I listen to somebody? Do I feel negative or do I feel positive? Do I feel hopeful or do I feel doomed? Baby, don't lay on top of her. Good boy. Poor baby doesn't feel good. Oh yeah, girl. Trust me, Lindsay. I'm with you. I've dealt with it for a lot in the last couple months because spirit makes me talk about stuff that I'm not comfortable talking about, that I've never talked about before. So like, why am I talking about it now? You know? Um yeah. So just watch where you're gonna feel that way if you're in a, like, again, low vibrational area. Not sure of my path. You see me over the next few years. Well, that could go a lot of different directions. I need you to specifically give me specifics on what direction you want me to look at, because unfortunately I can't tell you everything that's going to happen. They're only going to give me whatever I'm able to see, and where your path and direction is now. But do you want to go in a specific direction as far as like career or? But Lindsay, I totally feel your pain on that. I had a feeling that's where you were at. Okay, are you currently single or are you with somebody? I do get like this up and down, back and forth thing. I don't know if that's like past or present. I wanted to say it so bad, Lindsay. I was like seeing it in my head of the orange man. I was seeing it and I wanted to say it so badly. I was trying to go in that direction. Oh, come on. She knows better than to message you, you scam artist. Tracy. Okay. But okay, so I must be picking up on your yes, exactly. I must be picking up on your emotions. Have you been like up and down like with your emotions? Cuz or like you feel like, hey, maybe do I want to go in a relationship? Do I not want to go in a relationship? You know what I mean? I'm getting like this up and down feeling. Like I don't know if I'm like on a roller coaster, it's an emotional roller coaster, if it's like I'm undecided on what direction I want to turn, if I want to move forward. Like I'm kind of getting that kind of feeling, if that makes sense. Because it comes across as you have like um does that make sense for you, Shannon? Can you validate that for me? Okay. So I feel like there's a lot of emotional growth that needs to come from this. There's a lot of healing that will come from this. There's a lot of refinding yourself. And it feels like, um, and I don't know if like prior to the passing, if there was like an up and down thing, it feels like it's been this way for a while, whether it be emotional, physical, etc. Um, so it feels like, you know, I'm getting like 3. So like within maybe 3 years you might meet somebody down the road, but this feels like a very personal journey of learning to love oneself again, learning to heal, learning to grow. And I'm getting something about like following a specific passion that maybe you've always thought about, you've always wanted to do, but you've never done it. Because they keep talking about like they keep showing me like you trying to start to do things that make you kind of find a newfound joy in something, and it feels like a passion. It could be just a like something you do on the side, like making things or being creative, but it's coming across as like some sort of passion that maybe you've always had in your mind that you've always wanted to do and you've never done it. um do you know why my head would feel really freaking weird right now? I don't know if it's like I feel like I can't breathe all of a sudden, but my head feels a little like there's pressure there, but I feel a little high at the same time. Um, my head just feels a little weird. Does any of that make sense? Stitch, would you stop? Overly annoying when they try to get into the bottom of the bird cage to eat bird food. So stupid. Yes, for you. So again, this is all for you that I'm talking about. I'm giving this is your reading. So again, it feels like there's some sort of passion or something that you may have wanted to do. It could be creative, it could be whatever it is, but you've had the thought of I want to do this, but maybe you haven't done it. And again, I don't know where the pressure in my head is coming from. If it's somebody in spirit you have, but I'm getting like a pressure in my head, but I'm also feeling a little bit out of it, high, so to speak, in a way. It could be any kind of medication or whatnot that can make me feel that way, but it's also like a pressure. Like I'm having a hard time keeping my eyes open a little bit, but it's like this pressure. Or my head feels sort of weird. So it could be anything to do with the head. No, 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 no. So this wouldn't be you that I'm feeling with my head. I'm talking about someone, and it could be someone in spirit, usually when I feel this or something like this. And high could be medication that somebody was taking, or it could be or it could be not medication, but it could be again, there's a pressure on my head. So anything to do with the head. It could be a stroke, it could be hitting the head, it could be anything has to do with the head, but it's a pressurized feeling, but I kind of feel a little bit high too, which can also be spirit energy, but sometimes it is like a medication or some kind of substance or something. And it can be for ADHD, but I'm not thinking that's what I'm picking up on. I'm thinking this is someone that's passed. And because I wanted to cough a minute ago, like breathing too. Um, and I'm not trying to get in that direction. I just want to tell you what I'm feeling so that maybe if it makes sense. Um, so But they're talking about this being a personal healing journey for you, and I feel like it's been kind of a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster before his passing, after his passing, and you have to find yourself and love yourself again. But they're talking about taking on something or doing something creative or following a passion that you've always wanted to follow. I don't know if that's making something, being creative, or something like a new career direction or whatever it is. It feels like they're talking about a certain passion or something that's popped in your head where you're like, oh, maybe I want to do that one day, and you haven't followed through with it. Like that's the way that it's coming in. Yeah, no, my head hurts really bad. So there's something with someone's head, and I can feel symptoms and ailments too. So it doesn't have to necessarily be something they passed up. But for my teeth to hurt, there feels like there's some kind of. It could be someone else. I don't know. I'm just getting a lot of head pressure. Lately, if there's a spirit around, it just happens lately. When it used to be like, no, we're just doing intuitive guidance. Lately, whenever we do intuitive guidance, if there's a spirit and they want to say something, they freaking do. So, or they want to make me feel something. That's lately how it's been. Yeah, but I need her to validate because I don't know if I'm hitting on anything. I don't know if there's lag, if she's behind, what's going on. Um, hey, what do you have? Oh, he just has my clip. Kai, seriously, dude. Shannon, are you here? I know, but you notice that, Tracy, that never used to happen before, where I would like intermix the intuitive guidance with the mediumship. It's like kind of happening like a lot lately now. Did you notice that? I don't know. I don't know where Shannon is. I need her to validate though, because I need to keep the energy going. What part of the other? The passion or whatever? So again, it can be like an ailment or a symptom that someone had. It doesn't have, don't just think about one person on the other side. Think about anybody, and it could just be like, hey, a stroke, I hit my head, there's something with the head, there's an accident with the head, that where the head was involved. But there's definitely pressure in my head, and I'm having a hard time breathing. So it has to be someone for you on the other. It feels like a male. Like, I was wondering if it was your husband, but I don't know. Like, there, it feels like this feels like a male presence. But the biggest thing is I feel like the pressure in my I feel like this pressure in my head. Um and like I can't even kind of catch my thoughts and the breathing, and then there's a snap of the fingers, like something happened really fast at some point. I guess, Tracy, I don't know. I always tell people they can't take it, and then they'll come back and be like, "Oh yeah, now I can," because they don't realize that like it can be what's happening in someone's body, and they're not aware of it, or they're trying to fit it to somebody else and it fits somebody else. But I don't know where I need her to answer faster, and I don't know if there's a lag or if she needs to fast forward. But basically, um, what I'm feeling like in the relationship is it's gonna be at least 3 years. It can be within. Okay, it could be my husband. Yes, it was fast for him. Okay, so was there something with the head that's involved in some way, shape, or form? And I feel like I want to cough. So breathing, head. But the snap of the fingers is like something happened very fast, very quick, very unexpected. I'm becoming a butterfly. Good, because I need things to come easier for me, because sometimes they come pretty hard. You know what I mean? But I feel like, again, this is a healing journey for you. This is a growth journey for you. And I feel like you have to come to terms with your grief and yourself and loving yourself and finding yourself again. And along this journey, I feel like a passion is going to help you grow and evolve, if that makes sense. And I feel like you really picking something up or going in a direction that you never thought you would go before, in terms of, again, a passion or something you really want to do. Okay. Because I feel like I'm like I said, I want to cough and stuff, but it makes me wonder, blood burst in the esophagus, if there was anything, like, how like when you have pressure in your head, like you're sick, that could be that too, because I feel like I've got pressure in my head, or if he had any kind of brain pressure, or if it's the blood pressure in the brain, sometimes that can happen too, if that makes sense. Oh, I didn't recognize that either, Tracy. But he's making my head hurt a lot. So it feels like pressure, like a pressurized thing though. And if the esophagus isn't, I'm just wondering if there wasn't some sort of like pressure in some way, shape, or form. That's what I'm feeling. Okay, so there was pressure like in the brain or in the head, because that would make a lot of sense. Because it's not like a hit; it's like a pressurized feeling. Like, you know, when your head gets all stuffy and you're sick, or you have like this pressure in your head. I don't know how else to explain it, but specifically here. So, um, but I'm getting like, yeah, yeah, I feel like he's definitely here. But there's again a reference to, and I'll go into anything he wants to tell you. But there's a reference to like 3. Now I don't know if that relates to him, like 3 months, 3 years, the 3rd March, something of that sort, 3 kids, anything like that. If not, I'm also getting it as like a time frame of when you could possibly meet somebody else, but it's not going to be for a while, girl, because you got to get your own, like, you know, it's going to take a little bit to heal. My husband's gone for 12 years, and do I really ever feel like I want to go move on with anybody else? No. If it happens, okay, great. But it's like one of those things, like when we go through something like this, it's a different kind of loss than other losses. And once we start getting into, like, we have to get to a certain point, if that makes sense. Okay. So the 3 seems like it has double meanings then. There were 3 girls, but also refers to 3 years, like in the future, maybe you might meet somebody. Okay. So that makes sense. So there could have been some kind of pressure in his head that I'm feeling, but again, I get like the coughing sensation in the throat. That totally makes a lot of sense. And again, it was like a fast thing. So I'm getting like he's presenting with roses to you. So I get that a lot. And I hope it's okay that I tap into him. Is that okay if I go ahead and give you the message and everything he wants to give you? See, I never try to do mediumship. It just lately just happens lately. I wonder if I should bring her up, because God, it's like 2:00 in the morning. I still have 2 questions. But I feel like, okay, since you're kind of moving a little bit slow in the chat, I'm gonna bring you up. Is that okay? I just need you to click this link. And if you can't do it, then we'll continue in the chat. But I want to make sure I can keep, like, if stuff moves slow, then it makes it a little tough to like keep the connection. You don't have to show your face or anything, but if that link doesn't work, then we'll continue on. Because I feel really tired too. Like I feel like really like fatigued. Like I can't keep my eyes open. So that's another thing as well that was coming in. Yeah, Tracy. I don't. That's what I'm wondering too. Like, I don't think she was realizing, because it's almost like from here up, I get like this pressure. You know what I mean? Like from the chest up. She's back. Just let me know if you're going to pop on. If you don't want to do it, then that's fine. I'll just continue with what I'm doing here. I'm trying to see if she's coming up or not. Let me know, Shannon, if you're going to come first. Oh, there she is. Okay. You don't have to show yourself if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. I just noticed that sometimes when I do mediumship, it's easier to do this. Okay. Hey. So that all makes sense, right?
Yes.
It's like a pressure from like the chest up, but it's like my head feels pressurized. But the biggest thing that he's talking about is he's wanting to hand you roses, and like, I'm sorry I left you, because it comes across as like this happened so fast that nobody got to really catch their bearings, and it was like he was here 1 minute, gone the next, and then it comes across as, I don't know if you found him, or if there's a reference to like you finding out really quick. I don't know if that makes sense, but for some
Yeah.
reason I feel like you tried to wake him, or you found him, or something of that sort.
No, luckily I did not find him, but it was very fast. It was like the blood vessels popped in his esophagus, and then he bled out so fast that it
Okay,
was
but
like,
was there a moment, because I don't know if I want to go like before this. Like, was there a moment where like let's see if I can understand this. Was there a moment like where you were like in bed with him or something, where there was a situation and it was like, I have to wake you up, or he has to wake you up, or something like that? It feels like this is prior.
um maybe in like a me trying to wake him up in a drunken stupor, that kind of thing.
Possible, yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
But prior to this happening?
Yes.
Okay. Because it's like I keep seeing either like kind of like shaking him or trying to wake him up or something like that. Like I keep getting that feeling. Um and that can also be why I feel kind of, was he drinking at the time or something? Is
He
that, or is
That's
this a
what
different time?
well, he I was not there when that happened, so but I no, I don't think he was drinking when he passed.
Okay. I just want to make sure, but did he drink a lot when he was here?
Yes.
Okay, because that could be why I feel high. The
Yeah.
substances, you know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
Um okay. Because it's like someone tries to wake me up. So that could be at any time. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean it's like before he passed, but I keep seeing like you shaking him to try to wake him up, or there's some kind of something like that, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh. Yes.
I need you to hang on 1 second for me.
Okay.
What are they into? Hey, get out of stuff. Get out. Get out. Get out. I'm busy right now. You're really excited. Okay. I was just trying to make sure I perceived that right, because it feels like it's another time. I don't know. Like maybe you thought like he wasn't alive at one point and you tried to wake him up. I did that. Because he would, drink a lot and
Right.
kind of like be out of it. And, sometimes when you pass out like that, like it's hard to tell if someone's alive. Like it feels like there was a moment like that. I don't want to get stuck on that, but that's what he keeps showing me. Because I'm getting like I'm sorry.
Right.
Because I feel like he didn't take care of himself, and he's like saying like he didn't make the right choices and decisions like to stick around for you.
Right. Well, that's true.
And so he wants you to know like he's sorry for that, for those choices and decisions. Like he sees it now and he looks back and he's like, I could have been such a bitch, a better husband to you at times.
Right. Of course.
And I feel like again, like that, is that like the ups and downs before?
Yes. Very
Okay.
so.
Okay. Cause I think I was picking up on like the relationship before his passing, because I kept getting like this up and down feeling.
Right.
That maybe like, things have been up and down for quite a while before his passing, and like you have to heal from all of that. You know what I mean? Like all
Right.
this stuff before his passing and then his passing. Um, but he makes me feel, so was he like, where was he at? Did he ever go to the hospital?
He was at um uh, a friend's house, and his friend called the 911, and from there he went to the hospital. But he
Okay.
was kind of in and out of the hospital a couple times
Okay.
before
So
that.
could the friend have tried to wake him up? Could that be what I'm picking up on? Not necessarily you.
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay. Um, because I just feel like I'm trying to be shaken to be awoken, and like someone finds me like in a certain health position. You know what I mean? And like they're
Right.
trying to wake me to get me up. So maybe it wasn't you. Maybe he's showing me like, since now we're seeing he was with somebody at that point, that they were trying to wake him up, or they found him in a certain way to call 911. And it comes across as someone is shaking me to try to get me to wake up.
Right. Well, that probably was happening as well at that
Okay.
time.
All right. And then I get a reference to the hospital. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if he actually he made it to the hospital or
Yes. I mean,
okay. But was there life-saving measures or something prior to that?
you mean like, well, probably you mean like on the way to the hospital?
Yeah, anything like that.
I'm sure because
Okay.
he was.
Because I feel like I feel like it's weird. I'm just gonna take you through like what he's showing me, so now that I kind of understand it, because I was trying to like, it wasn't really vibing with us thinking it was another time with you. It's like I'm somewhere and someone's trying to shake me awake. So it's like something happens, they're trying to shake me awake, or they're trying to make sure I'm okay.
Uh-huh.
And then it's like 911 is called, and then next thing you know, I'm in the ambulance and I'm in the hospital, but I feel like I'm in and out of consciousness or in and out of my body. And there's a reference to like IV, like an IV being put in the arm.
Oh yeah. He was. They could not. Uh, s- Long story short, they couldn't stop the bleeding in his esophagus. So
Okay.
they gave him a lot of blood, and they tried to fix him, but it was
Yeah.
wasn't gonna happen.
Okay. Um these dogs have something they're not supposed to have. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Hey. Where did you get that? Sorry about that.
It's
I
okay.
took down the pads and we're playing with them. Okay, so that's how it's coming across, and then it's like I get at the hospital now. Was there ever a time where you were holding his hand, or was his hand being held prior to passing, or during passing, or any point in time
Yes.
during that? Okay,
Uh-huh.
was that you?
It was me and his family, I'm sure,
Okay,
or
because
like his mom and dad.
I keep getting the hand being held like this.
Uh-huh.
So that tells me that he knew that you were there, you were holding his hand, and he's talking about that, because I feel like also you were talking to him like I feel like you were kind of telling him off at some point. Um I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
how could you do this to me, you bastard? Like that kind. It went from like that to like I love you, like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's
I
like a
definitely
back and
get that.
forth kind of thing. Um but his biggest thing is like he's sorry and he knows that you're going to find happiness one day. So this all started with like you asking about a relationship. I feel like I don't know if he wasn't capable of fully showing you what you deserved when he was here because of certain things that he was doing.
Uh-huh.
Um like the drinking and stuff, cuz that
Mhm.
does kind of take us away from who we truly are. And I feel like he's talking about like he put you through a lot and he's sorry about that.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and he knows that's been kind of a burden on you trying to heal from that. Like he left a lot of scars from different things. And
Mhm.
so it's like, and you loved him regardless, and he loved you, but I think at times he had a hard time showing you that he loved you.
Right.
And so sometimes maybe you felt like you weren't loved, or you didn't understand why he couldn't just straighten up.
Right.
That's his words.
Thank you. Yes, exactly.
That's his words.
Mhm.
Um, so he's talking about like kind of leaving. In a way, it was a release for both of you, although it's been hard.
Absolutely. I mean, I've used like those exact words. I mean,
Okay.
it was like, yeah, yes,
It's almost
exactly.
like a freedom
Yes.
for both of you, because you were very much trapped in the situation and you loved him and you didn't want to leave him, and he was very much trapped in his own situation and his own prison, so to speak, with his things that he was struggling with.
Yes, that's exactly. You nailed it.
Okay. Um because there's a lot of like I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I didn't mean to leave you this way. I didn't mean to put you through that. I see it all now. Like there's a lot of um he knows that you forgive him though. I feel like you talked to him and you're like Like, you tell him things that you would have told him if he was here, and it feels like sometimes you get pissed off at him for leaving you in a certain situation.
I do. Sometimes when I think my girls, I'm like, ugh, that I, and it's almost a joke that like, you know, well, if Daddy had been here, that would not happen. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
joking type thing, but it's at the same time, it's kind of like, ugh, just kind of
Yeah.
disgusting. Of
But he talks about how strong you are. He says you're one of the strongest women he's ever known, and you showed him a lot of that strength in a lot of different ways. And he says he wants you to remember that strength as you're trying to heal and grow through this, and knowing that you are deserving of so much more. But I feel like it's going to be a while before you get to that. She's making my head hurt again. I think that there had to have been something with his, like a stroke or a pressure in the head, something of that sort, because he's really making my head hurt really badly. He just said there was no coming back from this. So I feel like maybe there have been close calls before with his health and whatnot, and he continued to doing what he was doing and didn't try to change it or stop it. And so he looks back on that now like, I see the error of my ways now, and I'm sorry
Right.
about that. Is there a reference to December?
That's his birthday. Is
Okay.
December, and my youngest daughter's birthday is December.
Okay. Because he was wanting to talk about December. And then where does like the middle of the year come in at? Like, I don't know why he's not giving me like, I keep getting April, but I want to go to like the middle of the year.
June 2nd, and May is my birthday, and May 28th is my
Okay.
daughter's birthday.
That's why he's like giving me the middle of the year, because it's 2 different months. Okay, that makes sense, because June is like the middle of the year. That's what I wanted to say was June. Okay. All right, and is there a reference for February?
That is when he died.
Okay. So he's just wanting to give you those little bit of validations that this isn't bullshit.
Okay.
And that was his word. So I don't know if like he didn't believe in it or someone like is skeptical, but it's like, I'm just telling you that. So this isn't bullshit. I don't think you're really skeptical, but he might have been skeptical when he was here.
I'm not sure. It was never anything. I mean, I'm not, but I mean, he could have.
Yeah, you wouldn't be in the live if you were, but I'm just saying, like, it's just his personality of being like this. So it's not bullshit.
Right.
And let's see. He's just proud of you for continuing to go on and continuing to take care of the girls. Is it all girls you have?
Yes.
Because I keep hearing the girls. So it's like, I don't know if he used to call them that or you guys that, but it's like my girls, the girls.
Yeah.
Okay. He wants you to know he's at peace, because I don't know if you had wondered if he was okay on the other side, but he wants you to know that he's all right.
Well, that's good.
And that he learned a lot from his life review and being over there and everything. Was this year?
No, it was actually in 2010.
Oh, so it's been a while. Okay.
Yeah.
You've been healing for a long time. Have you actually, like, how old are your kids? Are your kids pretty young?
My oldest is 25 and my youngest is a freshman in college.
Were they younger when he passed? They were younger when he passed, though, right?
Yes.
'Cause he keeps showing me them as like little girls, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, they were.
I just feel like it's like, what is the passion that that they're talking about? Like something that you've always wanted to do, and I don't know if you were afraid to do it or whatever it may be, but there's like, it feels like there's like a passion or an idea that you have that you always wanted to like follow through and not done it.
Maybe genealogy, like doing people's ancestry.
Okay.
That's
because
kind of
it's like,
that's a hobby.
yeah, but it's like something that maybe you have always wanted to do or you really enjoy doing, but maybe like you hadn't done it for fear of it not working out or for fear of like thinking like you can't do it for a living or a side hustle or a hobby or whatever, you know what I mean? But it's
Right.
coming across as like they want you to pick that up and follow that passion, because I think it's going to lead down roads that are going to be pretty cool, because people do that for a living. You can make
Right.
a business out of it.
Yeah.
So as long as you like are good at it, you like doing it, it's a passion of yours, then it's like moving in this. I hear like historian. I think you were a historian at some point in another life, because
I love history. I mean, I'm like a history buff.
yeah, because I heard historian, so I'm like either talking about like you're a history buff now or you were in another life. It could be both, but we often get our
Interesting.
likes from who we were in past lives. So that's interesting. That's coming up. But
Hmm.
he shows me like a rainbow. So a rainbow is like I take it as like a promise. It can also be a sign if you've seen a specific rainbow. Um, but I get that a lot as like, and I'm okay. And you might see a
Mhm.
rainbow and that's for me, that kind of thing.
Right.
But I think he just wanted to come through and let you know that he's sorry, he loves you, he's very proud of you for continuing to move on and go forward. And I feel like, again, you're still on a healing journey. I know it kind of has been a while.
I mean, it hasn't.
Um,
It hasn't been. I always said I would wait until my girls, were old enough before.
yeah,
There's so many weird people out there. I'm sorry.
there is. And I just don't feel like it's been time before. I feel like you've been
Right.
really working on yourself and going down your own journey and stuff like this. And I feel like somebody is going to come in like within the next 3 years. So you have to get your vibration to the point, and it's going to be divine timing, like when your soul's really ready for it. And I keep getting like I think he's going to be an older male. Like I keep getting like white grayish hair, like kind of like mustache, but he looks like good for his age. That's how I see him.
Right.
It could be in the future, that could be now, I don't know, but there's a reference to like him like being kind of, I get like light eyes, like they're showing me like bluish eyes, but I feel like he'll be like very kind and something that you're not really used to.
Mhm.
Um and it's going to be very complete opposite of your husband, like a complete opposite person.
Right.
Um but it's just not, for some reason it's just not the time right now. I think they want you to focus on like you've been focusing on other things, but I also feel like there's something about spiritual path. So I don't know if you've thought about going down a spiritual path, if you've tried meditating, if you've tried anything like that, but I'm getting like spiritual growth and spiritual path for you as well
Hmm.
as the genealogy. And
Okay.
then it's like, 3 years is just a time frame. It can always go longer, it can always go shorter, but it's just a time frame that they give me. I think there's multiple meanings for that 3, because one, I think it had to do with your daughters, but then also like the 3 years, because they kept pushing me into the future.
Hmm.
And you might meet somebody during the genealogy thing. That's why they're talking about doing your passion, following your passion.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Because I keep wanting to link the passion to your future and to possibly meeting someone that way.
Cool. Well,
So they're like,
does
it's
he,
like quit. I feel like you're like kind of getting in your own way with that, like by questioning it. And they're like,
Mhm.
just stop doing that and just get on with it already.
Right.
Like, if you like doing it, like my brain, I can't handle it, but some people can. So
What does he say anything about the girls, where they are in life or anything?
he just wants them to live their life and be happy and follow their dreams. Like he is going to be proud of them whatever they decide to do. They each have their own paths and their own journey and their own soul contracts, and I feel like he's very proud of them for going to school and doing what they're supposed to do and continuing on with life. He knows that this happened when they were young, and it's been very hard for them to get used to him not being around. And at the same time, in a way, he also says like it was kind of a relief and freedom for them as well, because there was a lot that was going on.
Right.
um but he's like, I'm proud of them. He watches out for them. He says they're not always going to be perfect. No one's, they have to
Right.
live and learn with their life lessons. But there's something about the one that's in college right now. You say both of them are in college, or one of them?
Oh, just the youngest one right now.
The youngest, because there's something about college that's just really, he's like really proud of her for going to college. So I don't know if like he never went,
She
or
is
if,
volleyball. She's playing volleyball. She's a
yeah,
volleyball.
because I feel like I keep wanting to go like she's doing really well in college and she's smart and like she's she's doing things that she loves to do, and that's really
Yeah.
really what they want for us, is to live our dreams, our goals, be happy, and follow our path. That's really what they want, you know.
Right.
They don't want us, you know, moping around, being sad and all of that, because they're not. They're happy on the other side. They lived their lessons. They did what they needed to do, and now it's, you know, the people that they leave behind to continue leaving a legacy for themselves. So, you know, he's very proud of that, and he knows that sometimes they think about him, and he wishes I feel like they think about like good times, because it feels like there was a lot of good times mixed in there
Right.
too. You know, especially when they were younger.
Well, the younger one for sure, but
Yeah.
the older one is both.
Yeah. So, and he understands like certain angers and certain feelings and stuff like that that they have towards him. He totally gets that, but he's just, you know, he's proud that they're on their paths and they're in a positive direction and they're going that way.
Well, that was great. It all fits.
I'm glad. They've been pushing their way through lately.
I love that. It was amazing.
I
I've been
don't ever
a
ignore
while.
spirit. So, you know, if they have a message they want to give, they get a message, and that's.
Well, thank
I felt
you
like you
so
needed
much.
it, and I felt like he needed to give it, or he wouldn't have made me feel the way that I felt.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Okay, bye. Trista, I'm gonna use some of the donation for that one because yeah, I think it's like 2:43 here now already. I need to get going here. All right, so Sonia, are you still here? Well, not really skeptical. He's just saying like he's just being kind of a smartass. Sonia, you're still here. I know. If people end up having to leave, just email me to get your reading. I'm starting to feel really like tired all of a sudden. Sonia, are you here? Felicia, those are the two I have on the list. Yeah, there's a block button too. I blocked the last couple. Hey, Candace. I don't know why it felt like it felt like more recent than that to me with her. It was weird. So do we still have Sonia and Felicia? Oh wait, I already did Felicia. Shit. And I already did Sonia too. Oh, okay. I guess we're good then. I can take I wrote them down twice. I'm fucking forget me. All right. So I'm trying to figure out how can we do one donated question. Because I'm taking the one question and putting with hers because that was a lot. I'm gonna have to probably, I don't know, send back post. I don't know where she sent it at. I might just send hers back. TikTok sent me $1. Here's $1. Here's $1 for you. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do one more question for the donation that Trista sent. So I don't know who wants that. It's not gonna be mediumship, it's just gonna be a intuitive guidance question. Whoever says they want it first is who's getting it first. So I don't know. No, Lost Voices of Jackie got it. We're always on the right path. I'll just answer that real quick. What do you mean, Amy? I got caught up on my email ones today. Did I get you? Except for one that I had to ask her one question. Make sure like I didn't like forget to write down your name or anything. Okay. I want to make sure I didn't forget to write down your name. If you already paid and we already talked about it. If I didn't get back to you today, send me an email because that means I probably forgot to write it down because I'm a spaz like that. And I think I write things down and I don't because my ADHD gets to me. So make sure that you like check because I did. There was only one that I didn't finish today because I had to ask and make sure I was understanding right something. And then I'm going to answer hers and then I'm all caught up. So if I didn't get back to you today, make sure that you remind me that you already did like an email one. Unless you recently did it. And like if you did it tonight for the email one or whatever. I don't know. Just let me know what because I had a list and I don't know unless you have a different name on there. It is. And I always think sometimes like I write stuff down and I like forget that I write it down or I don't write it down. And I always think that I do, or I like have it in my head, like, hey, write down that name, and then I don't. Like I went through and I'll star it in my email too, but sometimes I just spaz it. So I tried to get back to a lot of people. I was way behind on my questions. So I tried to do all that tonight before I came on. So I answered 7 questions before I ever came on tonight. So that's why I'm like, oh, I do because I'm trying to do 500 things at once. It's kind of I don't know. Someone said, I don't know how you keep up with stuff. I don't either, dude. It's like seriously, I fuck up so much. Like there's still I gotta get one more thing done and then I'll be caught up with everything. But I like good night. I I have so many things around the house I need to do, and it's like I can't even do it because I'm so busy working. Yeah, spirit usually does flow beautifully. I've been feeling achy though. I'm like, am I getting like fibro flares? I didn't have those in a while. Okay, last voices with Jackie. Is my relationship with my husband going in the right direction? What I like to tell people about relationships is there's always free will. So I do have to put that in here. So it is free will based for I don't think it's COVID. I get it with like fibro flares. Like I get really achy in my arms. So you have to let people know like relationships questions are always free will. So you could go one direction and then somebody makes a decision and it goes haywire. So that's why I like people to know relationships are really hard to get reads on. Yes, please. I'll take care of it tonight. I must have not wrote it down like I thought I did. I apologize. I answered them tonight anyway, so all right. So relationship with husband. So I feel like you and your husband are on a learning journey. Like it feels like there might have been ups and downs, but it feels like there's a lot of learning that's happened. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I probably didn't write it down. Honestly. I probably thought I did and I didn't. I don't know. Yeah, just shoot me an email. If you want me to answer it now, I will. It's totally up to you. Or I can just shoot you an email after this. I probably thought I wrote your name down. I didn't because I went through my whole list tonight. So, hey, does that make sense for your relationship? Lost Voices, did you hear what I said? Hey, Jen. I don't know. Jupiter's supposed to go retrograde October something. Freaking astrology is screwed up for quite a while. Especially when Mars goes retrograde, it's not going to be a fun time. And that doesn't matter who's going to be in office, it's still going to happen. So. Oh, okay. No problem. I'm sorry. I'll get to you after this. I think I I should be able to. If not tomorrow, but I'm going to try to get done. Okay. But it feels like there's like some up and down like learning experiences. I don't know. So I don't like to ever tell someone's someone's cheating on them because I don't want to need them running to them and being like, "Hey, a psychic told me," or you just trusting that. You know what I mean? But have you guys discussed, is there a situation where have you guys discussed like I don't know if you've discussed it or you've thought about going to counseling or something because I feel like the communication is off. Hopefully I can read into this enough, but I'm feeling pretty drained. Kelly, I'm not doing any more tonight. I'm on my last one. I'm exhausted. I've been going for 3.5 hours. I can't do any more. And that's not counting what I did before this. Yeah. There's communication, something with communication. I don't know if you guys aren't communicating or you don't feel like he's communicating with you. But it's coming across as like, again, I don't know if you guys have talked about counseling, thought about counseling, because that's kind of coming up. I feel like also some bumps in the road because they keep going like this. Whenever they go like this with me, it means like there's up and down movement in something. They make me literally feel like I'm kind of like on a roller coaster up and down, but it feels like there's a lot of lessons here, or there has been a lot of lessons. And I also feel like a fraying of the knot. So spirit often uses relationships as they tie a knot. And if it's strong, the relationship is strong. If it's fraying, that means literally the relationship is fraying. I don't know why they've used a knot, I guess tying the knot in a marriage. That's the only way I can think that they use that. They gave me that symbolism all on their own. A lot of my symbolism is stuff that I've had to learn what it meant. So let me know if any of that makes sense to you, Lost Voices. Amy, I'm sorry that I did not write your name down. I feel awful that I missed it, but I figured somebody would message me if I forgot them. So I usually are checking in and out. I can't believe I did that either. I'm trying to think back. Good morning. So Lost Voices, can you validate any of that? I feel like there was got to be like a lag on YouTube or something, and there's like, but they're fraying the knot. So I don't know. They use the knot as symbolism of a relationship. So that relationship is fraying. But there's also, again, communication things. There's been a lot of lessons and there's a lot of up and down motions. Okay. I know. I feel bad whenever I do stuff like that. I have to keep reminding myself there's something else I've got to do too that I just need to sit down and do it, honestly. Yeah, well, I think it's like tying the knot, like that saying, like you tie a knot in a marriage, but they use it for relationship too, but they use that. Okay, makes sense. We've gone through a lot, separating back together, 20 years together. Okay, that makes sense because I get, again, they make me feel like, and I always use that a lot, and I know people are probably like, well, you're always using up and down, but that's how it feels to me. Like with any relationship, job, life, like they'll make me feel that up and down movement. So that's what makes me feel, and that there's been a lot of learning stuff here. It's almost like a karmic soulmate kind of thing. Like you've had to learn a lot of lessons, but again, there's a communication barrier here and everything's fraying. So at this point, if you feel in your heart that you think he is cheating on you, then he more than likely probably is, especially if you've caught him multiple times. And don't go like say, oh, a psychic told me this, but because I hate telling people this, because it's like if I read this in wrong and you go and you say I told you so, then like a leopard doesn't change his spots. Okay. And karmic soul means that there's like karma here, right? And that would be like the fraying and the communication. And again, I don't know if you brought to him, hey, we need to go to couples therapy, because that comes in as like maybe a conversation you brought up with him. And I don't know if he obviously probably didn't want to do it, but it feels like a conversation more or an idea. But yeah, there's like definitely fraying in the relationship. And also if he's cheated before, then that's fraying. So are you ready for the message from Spirit? Because they just got really loud in my head with you needing to learn your worth and know your worth and not put up with bullshit anymore. It's hard when you've been with somebody for so long, but enough is enough. That's what someone just said. So I feel like you have a very strong grandparent on the other side that would say something like that to you. Okay. But it's like, know your power, know your worth. Okay. That's what I thought, because I felt like there was therapy brought up, but like he wouldn't do it because he doesn't see that he's doing anything wrong. He's a little narcissistic, honestly, the more I get into this energy. And like you've got some relatives on the other side, I think grandparents, that are wondering why you're even still here. I feel like it's become a pattern and you're comfortable, so you're afraid to make the move to leave. But I just feel like they're saying like enough is enough. Like he's disrespected you enough, and they don't understand why you're staying where you're at. It's like, what else does he have to do to show that he doesn't respect you? Yeah. So you have to learn your worth and know that you deserve better, even if you're by yourself. It's okay to walk alone as long as we're happy and not dealing with crap. So it's like, know your worth, enough is enough. It's time to walk away. And you can make your own choices and decisions on that, but it feels like, again, like he doesn't see the error of his ways. He gaslights you. Everything's your fault. You're tripping. Just because I did it before doesn't mean I'm doing it again. Like that's kind of like how it's coming in. So yeah, my cat just said hi. That's Neo. He's talkative baby. I think that's Neo. Maybe it's not. So I hope that makes sense for you, Jackie. And you understand where Spirit's coming from. So, because they just say rocky, like it's been rocky. There's been a lot of karmic stuff here. I feel like you've had to learn a lot of lessons, a very big learning relationship, but now it's time to take care of yourself and understand that if you can't trust, oh my God, you just repeated word for word what he said 2 days ago. Yeah, I felt like it was a conversation. I tend to do that. It's kind of wild when I do that. He's gaslighting you, you're just tripping out. A leopard doesn't change his spots. That's what Spirit's saying. So they usually told me that, like, someone doesn't change. You know what I mean? Yeah, no one's worth the crap. Like, if you can't trust somebody, if your trust is gone and there's no communication, then that's it. The relationship isn't going to work out, period. If you can't trust somebody and they're not respecting you and they're gaslighting you and you can't trust them and you can't communicate with them, then that's it. There's no point. You're like beating your head against the wall, right? No one's going to change. You can't change people. He probably thinks he can do whatever he wants because he knows you're just going to be there and you're not going to leave. You need to show him better than that. You need to show him that you're worth more and you deserve more. So you've got some grandparent on the other side that's just like very hammering that in. So it's like, it's time, you know, it's time to find a new path and a different path. So I hope that was helpful. Yeah. Well, going back to this, I guess it just means I'm psychic. I love when I do that though, because it's pretty validating. But I wish the best for you. So exactly. Which is basically what was just said. And again, if once the trust is broken, once the relationship starts fraying and no one's going to try to fix it, right? If he really loved you, if he really wanted to fix it, he knows that. They know all that stuff. So if he really wanted to fix it, he would choose therapy, right? But he's gaslighting you and making you feel like that he's not doing anything wrong. So what does that tell you? That tells you he obviously is doing something wrong, because I'm not trying to fix the situation. I'm not trying to go and work on anything, right? He met your daughter before you did. Like, he knew all this already. So, you have to know Spirit already knows all that stuff. They already meet our kids before we do. They already know what we name them. Like, they know all that. Right? That should be a new shirt. Hashtag she's psychic. There's a lot of new shirts that I put out recently. I just get new ideas and put them out. Yep, so I think that I went to marriage by myself and it was the best decision. Oh, hey, not a problem. You mean you went to therapy yourself and it was the best decision? Yeah, therapy is good. I always say therapy is wonderful. It's a wonderful thing to go to. There's nothing wrong with therapy. If it's always helpful in a lot of different situations. The right therapist, But I hope that was helpful, Jackie. You got some grandparents that are like, come on, dude. Enough already. Time to love you and take back your own power. So I hope that was helpful. Look it. Did you just see the ball go off? There's your validation. I'm making sure that no one's making it go off. Nope. So that ball's been on it today. It's only one ball. It's weird. Like, I don't know. Some of them probably turned off again. So your grandparents are like, you know better. You know better, dude. Yeah, it would be your grandpa validating. Yeah. I guess. They're all on, but sometimes they turn themselves off. It's the weirdest thing. But that ball has been very active tonight. I think that's the most active it's been in a long time. So it's pretty awesome. And I keep checking to make sure, like, my dog, because the dog bed's right next to the thing, but nobody's moving. So that would just be the validation. And I think it was cool earlier when I asked the dad to validate and he set off the ball again. It was pretty neat. I like when they actually do as we ask. It's pretty validating. I'm trying to come alive with this this one girl. She's got great energy. I'm really picky about, who I bring on my platform and everything with me, but she's pretty awesome. And she actually gave me a couple readings, and I usually don't get readings from people. And so we're trying to do a live too. on here if we can find a time and day. She's a night owl too, so it's not going to be a problem as far as coming on late. She's pretty cool though. I saw her guide, and when I first joined her live, I saw her guide clear as day standing next to her, and I don't normally see that. She has a really Native American strong guide that has like a headdress and everything, and he's just like sitting there staring at me. And I don't usually see that. So I was like, I'm supposed to stay right here, right? So it's kind of cool. Oh, look. Ain't validation. I don't know what is. Spirit, go ahead and make that ball go off one more time. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. She's really neat. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Yep, it did it. Is this Jackie's grandpa? If it is, go ahead and hit that ball again for me. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. It's weird that the bear isn't going off because it's very sensitive. I just changed the batteries in it. So, I think maybe sometimes they don't do that because they think it's going to scare people. But I mean, literally, you wouldn't even have to touch the bear for it to go off. Thank you, Jackie's grandpa. Did you see that, Jackie? Can you see him validate for you? Candace's ball's been going crazy tonight. It's validated just about every reading. It's pretty cool. Yeah. He loves you. He's worried. He wants you to do better, like make better decisions in the relationship department for yourself, you know? It's pretty cool when they do that. I wish they did it more like, but you know what? They did it a lot the other night. We were doing EVPs. Once I returned them on, look, there we go again. Because sometimes they go off. Thank you, Spirit. I feel like I got a cough. I want to cough. I can't do another reading, dude. Like, I feel like I got a cough, though. Kai. Come on, that's your brother. You don't need to be like that. So is that Jackie's grandpa? One of my cats is playing with something. Cupboard of some kind. Yep, messing with the cupboard. I have cupboards up the top, and I can't reach them. That's basically a cat cupboard. They open it all the time. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Spirit, if you want to touch the balls anymore, you may do so. All right. Well, I guess I better get off here and get things taken care of because today I slept really, really long, and I ruined my whole day. I have readings. I'm pretty sure readings tomorrow. I gotta check. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so. But I should go and. Yep, I should go. So, Spirit, would you like to touch the balls one more time before I go, or what? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was him because I asked him to touch it again and he did. But I'm just saying if they want to touch it one more time, they're more than welcome to. before we go. You can touch it to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you. Appreciate that. You guys are awesome with the balls tonight. You can touch it one more time to send love from all the loved ones, please. This will be to everybody, from everybody's loved ones, if you touch it one more time. I did say I keep asking for more. If they don't, then that's fine. But I said, can you touch it one more time to send the love? So one more time from all the loved ones. Thank you. Thank you. You are very much loved and appreciated, Spirit. Awesome. And I'm like looking, nope, my dogs aren't doing it. So that one back there is very sensitive. Perfect. Thank you so much, Spirit. We sincerely, sincerely appreciate you. We appreciate you being so strong tonight and giving love where it needed to be given. I'm just waiting to see if they want to do it one more time. Well, Zoe, I just said that the ball going off was from everybody's loved ones because I'm getting ready to go. I've been on here for 4 hours and I'm exhausted. So the ball just went off and I said, can you make the ball go off from everybody's loved ones? And it did. So take that as a sign. Zoe, if Zoe's best friend is here, just they might not do it, but they've done it several times when I've asked. You just touch the ball and send her some love since I can't do a reading right now. Thanks for the follow. I do private readings. You can always book in the link. I think as long as I go make that payment. Oh, they might not touch it again. They might be like, okay, you said bye already. We're done. We're not going to touch it anymore. Yeah, I said, can you touch the ball for everybody's loved ones right now to say, to send some love, and it went off. So, they might have used all their energy doing it though, because they've done it several times tonight. Thank you, Spirit. We appreciate it. All right. I think I'm gonna go. And you guys will see me again soon, I'm sure. Like I said, I got things I gotta take care of. My bird needs a surgery. So all right. Okay, get going. Thanks guys for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you. And thank you. Thank you, Spirit. There you go. Zoe. The ball went off for you. I hope she didn't leave. Crap. I hope she didn't leave. I hope she saw that. I think she left, Tracy. I hope not. I got a freaking headache now. So, all right, I gotta go. Before anybody else decides to come through and I can't do it. I think she left. That sucks. Crap. Man. It just took them a minute. It was delayed, but they did it. So, darn it. All right, thanks for the follow. I will see you guys soon. I'm getting off here. Otherwise, I'll get addicted to just being like waiting for the balls to get touched. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Yeah, I feel bad. She left.